we'll hit it blind. That's how I like to do the show.
That's what she said.
This is gonna be a fun show because we've been kicking this idea around. I mean, fuck what?
I mean,
Both of our stories went viral, and it was 2020.
yeah.
And I know we connected after that, and then I know there was a time or two that we tried to get together, and just life
Oh,
happens.
yeah, it's all my fault. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what the
you're
fuck,
being
bro?
polite. No, it's all me. The first year, my brothers came up to visit when I was up here teaching classes, and I was like, yeah, dude, I'm hanging out with them. And then the second year was just way too busy, bouncing back and forth. I taught like 4 or 5 classes back to back,
So you prioritized your family over some random dude on Instagram. What a dick.
I know, right? I wasn't chasing that clout.
Yeah.
I hate that word too.
Yeah, you were just saying you're fucking your algorithm up because you're doing so many different things.
Yeah, I was curious what ChatGPT would say about it, so I took a bunch of screenshots because my engagement is so horrible.
Same.
So I was like, all right, I do know that some of the words I use in my descriptions aren't allowed, like bang or shoot or fire, whatever it is, stuff like that. But then it's even lower than that would make sense for. And one of the things that GPT is saying is like, well, you're doing so many different things. The algorithms, Instagram doesn't know what you're doing.
Where to direct you.
So it's like I have stuff like my father just passed. So I put up notifying people, hey, father passed. I'm not putting out YouTube for a little bit, to months in Africa hunting, to wildlife photography I've been taking, to all these different types of things going on. It's like, where am I going? Where am I really? I'm not just sticking to that one niche where people know to come to me for. I'm like, well, life's bigger than that.
I agree, bro. And it's funny you say that because it's actually been on my mind a lot the last couple months, certainly, but even the last 24 hours, because, bro, the political landscape of our country, I mean, I don't know where you're at on all this shit, but I just want to
find out.
I just want to go hands off it, bro. It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
It's like Joe Kent resigned yesterday, who's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And watching everybody on the right just eat him alive, it's like, you don't know anything about Joe.
The biggest thing I think people forget is to pay attention to, and this is totally from Pocahontas, but you don't know what you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. It's like when I go somewhere, when I travel overseas or when I'm going to the range, I leave room in my pack for what may come that I can put in there. It's the same thing. You don't know what's going on. And also, us normal people, we're not involved in those things day to day. Joe was. Yeah. So there's consideration that needs to be made there.
Well, and this is what I'm telling people. Like, I'm so done trying to be an advocate for this or that, or, oh, this is what is politically correct and this is corrupt, because just like you said, you don't know what you don't know, right? Yeah. It's fucking exhausting. And I've been very intentional about trying to take my focus away from any of that stuff. But bro, that's what I'm doing. If you see the row that I'm doing, I bought a rowboat. It's actually...
Oh yeah, you're going to... I just saw this yesterday. You're going to Hawaii.
I'm rowing it to Hawaii.
That's freaking bananas.
It is bananas. But I want to go do some wild shit, right? Like we did when we were younger. But so I even post about it. I'm like, hey, I don't want to be engaged politically. I don't want to have my focus be that kind of stuff. I just want to be... I want my gym. I want my family. And don't get me wrong. If there comes a time where we need to step up and be men, like guys like us are very... ready and available if that were to ever play out.
In hell, that's why we're sitting where we're sitting.
Yeah, but to have it be the primary focus of your life day in and day out. But I've made a post about Joe Kent yesterday just because he's a personal homie. And here's the thing, man. If you like or dislike Joe, I think the truth of the matter is he said, hey, I'm part of an administration that is doing something that I don't personally believe with, so I'm going to step away. Fuck, okay, like fuck. Yeah. What else is there to say, regardless of what the issue is? And now today they're saying, well, we actually think he was a security concern and we were going to fire him anyways.
Yeah, it's just like people resigning when something goes on, but the company has to save face. The administration has to save face. You came up against someone who, from all I know of Joe, is I watched the Sean Ryan podcast with him. That's where I first came across him. I was like, oh, this dude's from my home state. That's pretty dope. And then seeing that come out, it's like, all right, well, I watched this dude. I listened to his story. He seemed legit, especially some of the stuff he did in the Army. Like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He admitted fault in some big places that are not only really hurtful for himself, but he did it on one of the biggest shows in the world. And then he comes out saying this about the administration. It's like, well, I mean, he's probably got a reason. He has demonstrated a level of self-awareness that displays to me that he has put thought into this.
Yeah.
So then when he makes a move, another chess piece move, as far as the administration coming out, it's like, all right, there's obviously more going on than we know about. Take it at the face value that you have. Doesn't mean you have to have an opinion and put it out there.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I just commented back to someone earlier today. It's like, sometimes the best response is no response.
Isn't that the truth, bro? Not only is it the best response, it's the best for your fucking heart, too.
Yeah.
Because, dude, has anyone ever been really, like, dug in on a position and I feel really strongly about this or that, and then an Instagram comment comes up and you're like, oh, fuck, I was wrong. Okay. Like, that's just not how discourse happens and how, like, people shift behavior or thought patterns. So it's like, fuck, what are we doing?
I don't know. This is going to be wrong to say on here.
Say it. Say whatever the fuck you want, bro.
Scotty K Fitness. Have you heard of his page?
Scotty K Fitness?
Yeah.
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
Oh, man. Well, we don't need to get too into weeds, but he's a fitness influencer that really built himself around mental health, and I'm a good guy. And he was shitposting people. Like, he shitposted a dude in a wheelchair and mentally retarded people, even though he's standing himself up on taking care of his mentally retarded brother and all this stuff. And then someone said something like, "You look like this gay character from," I think it was what's the dead zombie show everyone loved?
Walking Dead?
Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
there's a gay guy on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or I think it was that show. Anyways, and then he doxed the dude all the way to his address, to his kids, to everything.
We're living in weird times, bro.
And he was sponsored by Rise. And Rise was like, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
That's not going to work.
Yeah. Anyway, so someone PR trained him right after that because he changed his entire look, changed his entire mode, fully apologized and all this. And anyway, but it makes me think of stuff like that. It's okay, so you blew up on social media for what you did in 2020. So did I. Since that moment, the one thing I've kept in mind for myself is one of the Roman emperors, whenever he'd win, he'd say, he'd have a slave behind him saying, "You're just a man. You're just a man." Mm-hmm. I try to keep that in mind because it's so easy, and we see it with celebrities all the time, to get an inflated ego because everyone's always saying, "You're right, you're right, you're right." So then you get people like Candace Owens or, anyone in that arena, Tucker Carlson.
Yep.
They hear this constantly all the time. Now they just say whatever they want because they feel like they're right all the time. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. No, it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out, man. But enough of global bullshit, dude. I want to hear about you, bro. Like, I don't know if you ever listen to the show or not. How I usually do it is just have a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't have any fucking list of questions or any bullshit like that. I just like to sit down with cool people. And so just a little background, where you're from, who you are, what you did. Obviously, we'll talk about the viral moment that every man on planet Earth was jealous of.
You know the Russians use it as a training video now?
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, I've been sent messages from Russian cadets, saying that.
And just the fact that you were down there, dude, in the middle of that fucking hornet's nest, bro. It'll be interesting to hear about that. But yeah, just go ahead and give everybody a little background, and then we'll just go for it.
Originally, I'm here from Washington State. Still the most beautiful place in the world, even though it looks like, vampire town outside.
Yeah, it's a rough week.
Yeah. But I grew up hunting and fishing and hiking, doing all those kind of outdoor things with my father. I originally, before I wanted to be in the Marines, I wanted to be a zoologist. But when I was 13, I was like, yo, Marines do gun stuff. I like guns. I want to be a Marine. And because I figured that was the best place to go for it. And that just stuck, even though I then started learning more. I was like, no, I'm doing this. Became an infantry Marine, did those things. And then, the best time I had actually in the Marine Corps was as an instructor in a marksmanship training unit out in Hawaii.
Okay.
And that's where it really, stuck out to me. There's so much more to this than we are being taught, than we know. Because at that in Pualoa Range out there, they have all the different government agencies come out because it's the best range. It's the closest one for all that. And I had the opportunity to get exposed to it. And what I mean by get exposed is I was doing my thing. I'm on MTU. I have those responsibilities. When I'm done with that, the rest of the range is still working. Mm-hmm. So they get pissed because now I'm off doing other stuff. Well, guess what? I'm advancing myself. that time there opened up a lot for me. I mean, whether the courses that I was also putting people through, but going through for myself, allowed me to get jobs out in the Middle East teaching, like on the U.S. Embassy in Iraq, which actually just got hit.
Is it the same embassy as it was in, when was the last time I was there? Like 2009?
Oh, dude, I was in high school in 2009. I have no idea. I think so, because my dad was there at that time.
On the Green Zone, across the 14th July Bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right alongside the river.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, except it looks like an up-armored college campus.
Got it.
DOS is going to do that. Did that, and then that took me till January 2020. Came home, and I was like, all right, I'm going to stick it out here at home, see what's going on. Started doing private investigative work. That viral video day was the second day on the job.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my first job was just washing a server room. Mm-hmm. And then...
the really fun stuff.
Yeah. Well, that server room thing was really funny. I mean, it was an all-night job right down by the ferry dock in Seattle. Okay. And I'm like three floors up, solid wall window, and I'm looking down at my Jeep, and a homeless dude is leaning up on the Jeep taking a shit on the sidewalk. I'm like...
it's the most Seattle thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. I was like, I could set my alarm off and freak him out, but he might just damage my vehicle. Like, yeah. Dude, just take a shit. Like... The next morning, someone had come by and picked it up.
Who? Was there somebody?
I don't know. Fuck, it was gone.
Seattle's actually cleaning up a little bit, though.
Is it?
Probably because we got the World Cup coming or something, right? I doubt it's just because we've decided to turn things around.
To try to be better?
Yeah.
Weird. I didn't know the World Cup was coming, though. I mean, I guess I'm out of touch on that.
Well, me too. Someone told me that the other day. Because we were literally talking about why Seattle looks nicer. I was downtown... what was it, yesterday or Monday? And I hadn't been down there in a long time. And I'm like, what is going on down here? My homie that was with me said that. So if I'm wrong, that's his fault, not my fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zero accountability.
Fuck that guy. So did all that. Seattle thing happened. I pressed that advantage.
Why not, dude? Yeah.
There's some inner conflict there, because coming from a combat arms community, you don't press those kinds of advantages. You don't seek limelight. You don't do those things. But the way I look at it is, like, literally 2 days before it, I had messaged a buddy who had started a company in the industry, and I was like, yo, this is what I think about doing. I want to start a company doing this in the firearms industry. Gave me a couple tips. 2 days later, he's like, yo, why the fuck are you on the news?
Bro, I don't... Anybody that says, like... Yeah, I understand, like, oh, we are quiet professionals and whatnot. It was also... a different phase of our life. Mm-hmm. Like, I think, like, I just wrote a fucking book, but I think if it's a book, or if it's building a platform or building a business, whatever it is, as long as you tell the truth about who you were and what you did, and you remain honorable. Like, I don't know, I see it in the Ranger Regiment, where, like, on Ranger pages, a lot of guys are kind of like, oh, fuck that guy writing a book, he's a grifter, all that shit. And it's like, no, dude, you went and did your shit. And now, if this can benefit your life, why not?
You know the funny thing about the book thing? What did most of us do before joining?
Read books.
Read books to figure out what we're getting 100%,
into. Dude. And it was actually Mike Glover that told me. He's like, I was at his house one night, and he's just like, hey, when's your book come out? I said, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, Mike. I don't have a book coming out. Yeah. And that's exactly what he said. He's like, hey, when we were growing up and we were kicking the idea around of being Rangers or being Green Berets, like, where did we look to make the decision of what we want to do? Who did we think were cool? What units were calling to us? He's like, it's important for guys that live that life to share our story, and that helps the next generation decide who they want to be.
Shit, dude, the first books I was reading about anything U.S. military was sniper books, sniper novels from Vietnam.
Remember Carlos Hathcock's book?
Yeah. John Burke was his spotter. I read all about that stuff. There was Dear Mom, A Sniper's Vietnam was, I think, the very first book.
So since you were a little boy, you wanted to shoot people from a long ways away.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because Generation Kill came out when I was still a teenager.
Okay.
And I remember...
God, man, I'm way old, dude.
Oh, yeah, you're fucking ancient, Grandpa. And I remember watching that, like, on TV as it's coming out. And there's a scene where Rudy Reyes, because he plays himself, he dumps a dude with a bolt gun that's running left to right, full value, just sprinting his way, and hits him. And my mother's like, so that's what you want to do? And I was like, yeah. That was cool. I mean, I never ended up becoming a sniper, but just it for me, it became more, I love shooting. I want to shoot far. I want to do those things. Surveillance, as far as that's the majority of the sniper's job. I mean, I did in the private security world. But the shooting far, being able to like, yeah, I can touch that from here.
Well, bro, like regardless, you can attach whatever moral value you want to it. The fact is, little boys are called to combat.
Yeah.
It's in your DNA, and it's been part of the male experience since the beginning of fucking time, bro. Yeah. That's why you're playing with army men and GI Joes in the dirt and shit when you're 6 years old, and it's like, honestly, I just think it's a natural progression. What unit were you with in the Marine Corps?
1st Battalion, 3rd Marines, 2nd Platoon, Alpha Company.
Okay, and what years were you in?
13 to 17.
Oh, so you were in some fucking during the hot years, yeah?
No, nothing was going on. So
really?
I actually don't think I've ever gotten into this with the podcast, but in late 2008, 2009, my parents started to get divorced. My father had been contracting in the Middle East since 2004. Like, he had been all over during the height of the war.
Was he with Triple Canopy?
He was with a lot of companies. So he wasn't a security contractor, though. He was a master's electrician.
Okay.
A journeyman electrician.
I was going to say, because that's the years I was over there, too.
Yeah. But during that time, all those contractors, they're doing some heinous shit. They're doing some stuff because they got to keep alive, too, right?
Yeah.
It's open season on Americans. Anyway, so in order for my father to take care of the divorce, because he was about to lose the house, which meant he would have lost his job and clearance, I stayed behind. I was already in the delayed entry program when I was 17. I was ready to set to go, but there would have been no one to help my father out. So I stayed behind. I dicked off, did some construction jobs, stuff like that. I dropped out of school. In order to become a Marine, you have to have your...
GEDs only.
Yeah,
right?
So I went to college to get my high school diploma, which... I mean, I'm still getting shit for my SF-86 stuff.
Oh, really?
They're like, yeah, this is wrong. I was like, I was wrong then. No, that's correct information. So I didn't get in until 13 because then conditions were set where my father didn't need me to help him out anymore.
Got it.
So by that time, I mean, I think I missed the Afghan deployments for my unit by 2 deployments.
Okay.
And then it was just UDPs, Okinawa, and Japan. Nothing special.
Got it.
But I mean, you tell any infantry Marine that never deployed during those like off years, they still think they're hard asses and never did all that. So we have senior Marines that never done anything. You're the same rank. They treat you like shit. That's how the seniority works, and it makes sense. But also, it's like, let's have some recognition of yourself here.
Well, bro, also an important thing to remember is it's like you sign up, you go through the training, you become what you become, and then everything after that is a crapshoot.
Yeah. I mean,
and dude, the whole time I was in Ranger Regiment, my weapon never even came off fired or off safe, dude.
Yeah.
Multiple deployments. And I was like, dude, what is going on? Like, I'm an Army Ranger deployed to combat. We're supposed to be killing bad guys. Never, dude. Nothing. Never. I didn't see combat until I was a contractor.
Yeah.
I was a contractor in 04 and 05 and was stationed in Ramadi. And it's like,
it's a hot area, hot time, yeah.
And it was interesting because there was a point where I was like, hey, you know what? Deployments are just about like patrolling and working out and reading books,
vacation
and sun tanning. Like, and then I got to Ramadi, and it's like, oh, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like, I guess.
Yeah.
But still, it's such a crapshoot, and it's like, from my experience, everybody that was like a good Ranger, good Marine, whatever they were, they showed up in combat just the same that they showed up in training.
Yeah.
I never saw dudes that are like, because, everyone's always like, whoa, how am I going to actually feel when it's the big show? How am I going to show up?
Yeah, when those snap whizzes go by.
Everybody was the same. It wasn't like that was a defining moment to see what they're made of. And that might sound like an oversimplification, but you're not in a Marine Corps infantry unit by accident.
Yeah.
You're there because you're wired to be a Marine infantryman. And so then when a Marine infantryman finds combat, it's not this like, oh no, what is going on? Yeah. Where am I? It's like, no. Years of your life was spent very intentionally to get there, you know? Yeah. And I'll tell you what, bro, my years in Ramadi, 04 and 05, that all of Ambar was controlled by the Marine Corps. And we were supported. We were supported by the Marine Corps, and dude, no bullshit. Yeah. After that deployment, there was a part of me that's like, I should have been a Marine, not a Ranger. And people will say that's fucking blasphemy, right?
Clip that.
Yeah, clip that. No, but this is why, bro. I say it all the time. I think if you want to be part of a specialized unit for a specific reason, i.e. Ranger Regiment, a Green Beret, maybe fly for task force or whatever the case is, right? You have to go a very certain direction. And for me, that direction was the Army. But if you aren't sure what you want to do in the military and you just want to experience what being in the military is like, the Marine Corps is hands down the most professional organization, and it's not even up for debate, bro.
It's really not. You know, the funny thing about that is it doesn't matter who you hear from. Like, say, all the soft influencers out there, or whoever else, unanimously, it is the Marine Corps is the one that people want to work with, the ones that they had the best experience with, the one that they are saying they are hard chargers, they are killers, they just want to fight and fuck and do all those things. Like, hands down.
Hands
and
down,
it has
bro.
been that way since we won the revolution for the rest of us, right? So, and
Dude,
the thing that's
I was
interesting,
with 2-4 and 2-5 out there, and those kids, all they wanted to do is get after it.
that's it.
They're like, come into the little talk area, and it'd be like a corporal being like, hey, sir, is it cool if I take my team on a movement to contact? Yeah, go ahead, have fun. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, 18, 19-year-old kids.
And you got 10 dudes that just go walk down Route Michigan until they get in a firefight.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck.
It's gangster.
The Ranger Regiment would never allow that, bro.
Oh, man.
You know? And don't get me wrong, I'm very proud of my service in the Ranger Regiment, and I have nothing but respect for that unit. But here's another truth. The more money Uncle Sam puts into you, the less disposable you are.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure, yeah.
And so it's like, because I remembered, man, when we were in Afghanistan, there were some good missions coming down the pipe. Mm-hmm. And they were very reluctant to just say, all right, go ahead, go get it. Go have fun, right? And then when I saw that with the Marines, I was like, oh, fuck, man.
That's fun.
I should have been there.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I always thought it was funny. I mean, all the way to U.S. presidents have said the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? To go into Korea, like, don't go after the ones with the yellow stripes, right? That same thing. It is unanimously has always been that way. And I love it. And that's one of the things that does draw you to them. And yeah, Marines are the most professional. We have set a higher standard that we have to meet. And even if you fall somewhat short in some areas, you're still better looking and better performing than everyone else.
Well, dude, and this is what I noticed immediately. If you take like 2-4 and you take a company of Rangers, they're all a bunch of in-shape studs ready to go, right? Like, but when you get on base and you look at the administrative personnel, the Army becomes a shit show very fast. And I'd never worked directly with the Marine Corps. And when I found out we were going to be on a Marine Corps base, we're like, oh, what are the girls going to look like? What are the Wookiee monsters, the walking mattresses? And we got on base, and I was like, oh, fuck, every single person on base, whether the Marine Corps band was actually on that base, tasked to security.
I'm a infantry Marine. Pogues are pogues. But the Marine Corps band is fucking cool.
Well, bro, I'm telling you, dude,
they're cool to listen to and see.
Everybody was in shape. Everybody was in shape. And that alone is such in stark contrast to the Army.
Yeah.
Because in the Army, like, your warfighters are in shape, and then the administrative personnel, it's like, dude, what the fuck, dude?
They're A-shape.
They're A-shape, exactly.
Yeah, no, it's different. I mean, we weren't really on any Army bases, but I've been on some since as a contractor and everything. And it is very different. It's a very different feeling than being on a Marine Corps base.
It almost feels like civilians playing like that are in costumes.
That's literally what we say the Army is.
Yeah, it's like there's no fucking way that person is a soldier.
Yeah.
Pushing 3 bills, the buttons are about to fucking burst, and it's like, what in the fuck is going on?
Rambo would be disappointed. No, it's definitely different on a Marine Corps base. But the thing that I think really sets the tone with it too is, like, our working uniform is basically just camis, right? And all we have is U.S. Marines in our name.
Yeah, not a bunch of bullshit all over the place.
Nothing else. It's not about egos. We're all the same. And one of the biggest things that we always say is us Marines. It says U.S. Marines. It's us Marines.
Yeah.
And it really does set the tone. But then, I mean, actually, I was just mentioning it to my brother on the way over here. One of the Marine Corps does a very good job at several things in boot camp. One of them is the Spirit Corps. Like, when you leave the Army, are you a soldier? You're always a Ranger, but are you a soldier?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
We're always Marines. But there's a distinct difference.
they beat that into you guys to a point where it's like, man,
it's a cult.
What's going on with you guys?
No, it's a tick. But there's a very big difference between people Marines and people who are in the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's Rangers and then there's this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's always different. It's always interesting to me to think about it. And to every time I hear someone like, you know, the Marines are the ones that want to get it. They're the ones out there I want to be with. Always had the best experience. Like, you're welcome.
What made you want to end up getting out? Because how many years did you do again? Just one?
Yeah, I did
4?
one rotation of 4.
Okay.
There was a couple reasons, and I think about them all the time because they did have sometimes I'm like, oh, I should have stayed in, you know, have those kind of regrets. One of them is I hate, like it's a personal thing, I very, very much hate being responsible for other people's shit when other people can't take care of themselves. Like, we're
so
adults
the entire duties of an NCO.
Yeah, and that's all you do. Like, and this is a small example in the larger world of things, but to me, it always irritated me. I've never smoked, I've never drank, I've never dipped, never done anything like that. Why the fuck am I picking up another grown man's cigarette butts?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. Hold them accountable, right? Especially in the Marine Corps, you're fucking supposed to be accountable. Why are they not held accountable? That doesn't make any sense to me. The other thing that was really big to me, and I didn't discover this until the last couple of years, what it actually was, is there are parts of me that while in the Marine Corps, I am not free to explore and learn.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I didn't know what that was. And when I started picking up a camera to be behind it instead of in front of it, it's photography. It's like, I love taking photos. That was the art part, and writing too. Because I've been working on a book since 2018, but it's fiction.
Okay.
And but it was those two things. Was like, oh shit, there's an artist aspect here. And I ended up asking my father 2 years ago, something like that. I was like, art really wasn't a big deal in our house, was it? Like, am I just missing something? He's like, no, it really wasn't. I mean, I was in choir as a kid.
Yeah.
Until I hit puberty. But
I mean,
that was the big deal.
Bro, I talk about this shit all the time on the show because I think it's important. Something that society has kind of diminished in a lot of people's spirit is like play and art and creation. And you can like dig into this as much as you want and say, oh, it's intentional. They just want to make us worker bees or whatever the case may be. But regardless of the why, man, when you're a kid, you have recess, you have music class. You remember music class? They're just like, all right, everybody pick up an instrument, and someone has the triangle.
Just follow these rules.
And someone has the tambourine, and it's like
the recorder.
Yeah, the recorder. Yeah, everybody
all play the recorder.
I was just gonna say everybody played the recorder. But then you're 18 and you're done with play now.
Yes,
you know, you're done with creation. And as much as I loved a lot of aspects of what the military gave me as a kid, I also don't think that it is a healthy place to spend 25 or 30 years. I think, bro, our time on this planet is so finite. I don't think you're going to get to really experience the full range of who we're supposed to be if you're just doing the Marine thing day in and day out for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so there was, I was like most guys. I got out and then I was like, oh, I miss it. And I got back in and then I got out and then I stayed out, right?
Yeah.
But it was, I'm glad that it worked out that way.
Yeah.
Because I think we're supposed to do more shit than give 20 years to this thing. Yeah. And be it the Marine Corps, be it Boeing, whatever the case is, man, I don't think you're really experiencing life if it's just, this is what I do.
I look at it like this is, say a firearms instructor. This is the best example I give that's most relevant to what I do. But you have a firearms instructor that's been working at the local range for the last 20 years. Do they have 20 years of experience as a firearms instructor, or do they have 20 years of experience doing the same exact thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Are they a firearms instructor that is knowledgeable in all areas, all forms, has experience, been out there, shot in different environments, different platforms, or have they only shot in that one place that one time for 20 years?
Yeah.
It's vastly different. I travel across the country teaching and shooting and competing and to shooting in other parts of the world, and it's the experience that it gives you. I mean, it's like Duck Hunter. You get to choose different maps, and each one has its own different thing going on, right?
Some of us stand 6 inches away from the television screen and try and so you don't remember this because when I was a kid was when Duck Hunt came out, and that was it, bro.
That was all.
That was it, dude. I think there was Super Mario and Duck Hunt.
So my favorite game when I was little was Donkey Kong Country.
Okay.
Yeah. that shit was fun. But yeah, so that's how I look at it. So it's break it down in that way. So you spend 20, 30 years in the U.S. military, like you can do a lot of cool things, but does get to points like you're so complacent in it, you become a drone, like mentally. You're not exploring other areas. You're just kind of stuck in that facsimile of yourself. And I mean, I've known people that have been in that long, and they come out, and they're like, oh, I don't know how to human without it.
Yeah.
Right. Then there's others that get out, and it could be after a full 20-year career, and they're like, yeah, fuck that. Like, that's no longer who I am. I am heading this direction and doing this thing.
Which is what it needs to be.
Yeah.
Bro, my theory on PTSD is it's a lot less related to like, oh, fuck, this thing I saw in combat is just fucking with me. And it's more guys losing their identity.
It definitely has a big role to play in that. Do you know who Sebastian Unger is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, war
Tribe.
reporter. Yeah, Tribe. Yeah, great book. Him and then Mattis, also General Mattis, did a interview with a bunch of civilians, and they're completely separately related to each other. Sebastian Unger book and his experiences and this Mattis thing, but it comes down to a loss of the community and acceptance, and this is our normal.
Yeah.
Like I referenced this the other day was you got to do your annual medical checkups. Marines, we have corpsmen. You know, the Navy, they doctor us and touch us. They serve with us. They know infantry Marines. We're just thinking about killing people all the time. That's all we want to do. We want to touch vaginas and all that kind of stuff. And now they're asking us, because they have to, do you ever think about killing people? And we got to give the answer no, because that's what they're looking for. But it's like, me and this guy just had a full-blown discussion on how we would and how we'd get away with it. Like that, because that's the normal. Then you get out and, well, now I gotta sit up straight. I gotta watch what I say. Fucking is no longer allowed to be the filler word that I learned from drill instructors as an example. And it completely changes. Now you're off to the side of normal culture, especially in democratic ran cities.
It's weird to me that the whole culture is fucking kill. And then you want to act like, oh, there's something wrong about that.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, dude, there was a time in Ramadi, we're on a rooftop, and a guy's shooting an M9 down an alley. And you could just tell that whatever he was trying to accomplish, that wasn't the weapon system for the job, right? And afterwards, we're talking to the guy. I was like, what the fuck was your boy doing? I said, oh, he hasn't got a kill yet with the M9, so he's trying to get a kill with every weapon system in the inventory. And I was like, that's the Marine Corps, I know, right? But it's like, dude, that's the kind of shit that those... And here's the thing, and I know this might sound strange to people that haven't experienced it, but if you're in combat, you have to have fun with it.
Dude, it's a coping mechanism.
That's what I'm saying. That's just part of it. So guys will have those little games and shit. Supposedly there was who knows if this is fucking old wives' tale or a force guy in Fallujah brought his fucking compound bow.
I think I did hear that too. Yeah. Well, I mean,
so it's like, and that was just in the city over. They're like, oh, there's a force guy that's been killing dudes with arrows, and it's like,
Mad Jack took a freaking English longbow into battle. That is World War I think it was. It's just trying to get a kill. Like, no, it makes sense. It's not just have fun with. Well, then the SAS are renowned for their sense of humor in not just their training pipeline, but afterwards. And it's because, well, this is the culture we live in. Why reject it? It's just going to be harder.
So then it's like, we make light of killing. We talk about fucking. Like, that's basically every Marine or every infantryman's conversation at any given time. And then during your assessment, do you want to kill people? No. It's just fucking, it's the game that everything has to be played.
I was in a chow hall in Okinawa, me and a couple buddies sitting there eating lunch, and we're talking about if we murder someone, how we'd get away with it, like in detail. We're not really mincing our words. We're in the Marine Corps chow hall. There's like this staff piece sitting to the side on another booth or whatever, and he starts to get up and he turns to us. He's like, "You guys are fucking sick. I was a cop before I became an MP. I've seen this stuff. It's no joke." And he goes storming off, and we just started laughing because there's a difference when it's a combat unit and you're around people and all it is you're doing ambushes, you're learning land navigation. Why are you land navigating? So you can find where they are to kill them.
Target.
Like, why are you learning every single bit of this? It's literally just to go kill stuff. That's the way it is.
I know you just fucking brushed over your viral story. You've probably been sick of telling it because you've told it 600 times already. But I don't care. I want you to tell it one more time.
Yeah.
Because like everybody just got to see the small piece of you fucking putting a gun in that dude's face and snatching the rifle from him. But how did you even get there? What were you doing in the fucking middle of the George Floyd riots? Because it was a nightmare down there. Because I mean, I was a cop. And what month was it? I think it was right after me, right?
The date that it happened was May 30th.
Okay, so, I was May 5th. So yeah, our stories.
I didn't know anything about yours. I didn't do much on social media at all. I wasn't like doom scrolling back then or anything. So I heard about yours after like my flood subsided a bit.
Okay,
I was like, okay, that's what's going on. All right.
But I mean, George Floyd happened 2 weeks after my video.
Yeah.
And a lot of my buddies that were cops in Seattle were pulled into the bullshit that you were in. And they're like, bro, it was fucking gnarly down there.
So in like 10,000 foot view and all summary, it was a fun day at work.
Yeah.
Like if there was no video of it, it wouldn't matter. It was still fun. Like some of the things I saw down there, just these people having, I'm directly quoting someone, an extremely emotional experience. I'm laughing and giddy and like, you're a fucking bitch. Like it was a good time. So I was working private security, yeah. EP for a news crew, Q13, Brandy Cruz. Her and I are still tight.
She's rad.
Yeah, she's freaking awesome. She's getting it now. She's separated from
Oh, I know, dude.
Yeah, she's crushing.
She says whatever the fuck she wants. It's nice to see.
Yeah. I mean, and think about it. She's saying whatever the hell she wants, and it got her to the White House, and she spoke directly to Trump. So that's pretty cool. Excuse me. So I was down there working EP for a news crew. With the riots going on, everything, the day prior, I had gotten a call, hey, we're going to need you down here. But then like, all right, just stand by, because I lived a little further than some of the other people. And then it just kept growing, so I got called in. First time I ever met Brandy, working with her. I didn't know who she was. I mean, I didn't watch the news. Turns out she's a big deal. And for one of the first things she tells me, we're going through the like, hey, this is me, this is you, this is my expectation, this is what I want, stuff like that. And she's like, I want to be in the middle with it, of everything. I was like, all right. So, man, it wasn't even 45 minutes into the day, and that's going on. The way I always describe it is like a hurricane, right? You have the eye of the hurricane and everything. The hurricane being all the rioters, because that's what they were. And then in the middle is, it was a little bit more open, and that's what was going on with the police cars. We come around a corner, and I had clocked like, all right, there's police cars. There's probably firearms in there. They're obviously getting torn up. I need to keep my eye on it.
Yeah.
That's the thought in my head. I need to keep my eye on it. Not even 2 or 3 minutes later, out comes the first gun. And so the viral video is the second rifle.
Okay.
So in that video, you can see there's another rifle strapped to my side, and that was the first rifle I took.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That first rifle was taken from a police car, and it was fired 4 times into the car and into the side of Nordstrom's. And there was a moment where, okay, I'm working EP. My duty, my responsibility for my job is to protect my reporter and my camera guy.
Yeah.
So I had some conflict with this for like the first week or two after this. It's like, how? Because I failed my job. Then I realized, okay, that was my job and my responsibility, but there was my duty. My duty includes protect them, but my duty to me and my duty is to protect everyone I can. That's where I did right. So I put them in a safe place behind some, like what I assume is marble. It looks marble, but who knows how cheap these things are. Columns. And then the guy was firing 4 rounds, and I drew my pistol from a bag. And he like tucked into an alcove, like I think it was the entrance to Starbucks. I don't know what he was doing to this day. He was looking down. He was fucking with a rifle. I don't know if it had a stoppage, malfunction. I don't think so.
He probably had no idea how to use it. You know.
Well,
what I mean?
He fired 4 rounds from.
That's
the
what
hip.
I'm saying. Yeah.
He figured that out at least. And before he knew I was there, because he was facing down in the way, I came up on his left, and I mean my gun was right to his head, and then I told him the same thing I told the second dude: is, get the fuck out of here, give me that. I was yelling, drop the weapon, and I took it from him. Ripped the mag out, racked it 3 times, round goes flying. I left the mag. I don't fucking need it because if they get they get the rifle and they get the mag. That's a problem.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, I need to make sure no matter what happens, they don't get a rifle that's functional. So I ripped out the bulk carrier group and the charging handle and put it in my back pocket. And my original plan was to keep the upper and lower separate. Because my thing is like a majority of these people probably don't know what the hell they're doing with it.
Yeah. There's not one rioter that could probably reassemble that weapon.
Yeah, I mean, if I could have, I probably would have popped off the optic too. So I get back to my reporter and back to Brandy, and I have the upper and lower disassembled, but they're together by a sling. And now she's trying to hand me the phone, talk to dispatch, because she did what reporters aren't supposed to do. She called dispatch. She's like, hey, shots are being fired. And she looks at me. She had no idea what I did. She's like, what did you do? And
she thought maybe you killed that dude or something?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I don't know if she thought that.
Yeah,
she had no idea. She just knows I told him to stay the fuck here, and I'll be right back. And I come back, and I got a gun now. Another gun. So I was like, I took it. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I took it from him. And she's trying to hand me the phone. I was like, look, this is when I realized that my hands and eyes are the most important damn thing in my life. Not just in general, but in high threat situations. Because she's trying to hand me a phone. I have upper and lower, one in each hand, and I'm trying to watch things. I was like, get rid of the phone. Now I need my hands, because what if I need my gun? I got to drop something. So I did snap the upper and lower back, strapped it. And then on dispatch, they said they were trying to send units our way. I was like, there's no way they can get here. But okay, well, hold. Because no one had really seen what I just did.
Yeah.
The dude was shooting. Everyone was running away. I went to the sound of the gunfire, as cliche as that is, but that's the fact of the matter. So no one really saw, so I was still kind of covert. No one was really paying attention. There were some people that are looking at me like he's got a gun, but there were a couple people walking around with ARs that day. So it wasn't 100% out of the norm. Then, all right, so standing on this corner, selling rap CDs, a rush of the riders come running by. I was like, okay, maybe they're pushing them with gas. And so I was like, fuck this. I'm going to get this thing to them. So it's less time. I don't got time to deal with this. So I was like, hey, stay here. I'll be right back. So I go around the corner. And as I'm going around the corner, I'm watching the same vehicle, and out comes another rifle. Step in viral video. Right.
Where was that taken from? If it was like, was it from a elevated position, right?
No, it wasn't elevated.
No?
It was down the street. So if this is the road, right, and we're hiding on this corner, the rifles were taken from this side of the road. That video was from here.
Okay.
Right. And I've been back there recently. I drove through, just kind of wasting time. That street is much smaller than I remember.
Yeah.
It's not far. There is one thing that I am actually smugly proud of in this situation. I have the Nordstrom security feed of this.
Okay.
And it has a timestamp. From the moment the second dude got the rifle to the moment I took it was 6.5 seconds.
Oh, nice.
So I was like, okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's good split time. So he pulled it out. Didn't know what he's doing. Oh, I look cool. I took the gun from him. That's what went viral. So the thing that I thought was funny that afterwards is I finally heard from the guy who actually caught the video. I can't remember the station he was with, but I found a message because I got I'm sure it happened to you too. I got tens of thousands of messages. Yeah. And every now and then I still get a flood of messages from 6 years ago because Instagram's gay. Yeah. And he's like, hey, I was the one who caught that footage. I've had nightmares ever since about that day and what you did.
He had nightmares?
Yeah. So he didn't know if I was a good guy or a bad guy.
Okay.
So if you watch the video, I'm, searching, assessing as I'm doing all my bullshit, trying to, do the right thing. And as I pan left and look, I don't remember seeing a camera guy. I'm looking for threats.
Yeah.
So I completely dismissed them in my brain. Tachypsychia stuff. But in his mind, he told himself, this is what he told me, is I told myself, if you look my way, I'm running. And I did. The second you see me go this way and my head starts to come back, he's already panning away from me.
Okay.
But he had nightmares about it. Which
not a Marine Corps infantryman.
No, not at all. Which sucks for that guy, but also like
harden up a little bit, bro.
yeah, nightmares on that. You were literally around a corner, but whatever. And I'm not an idiot. Like I know things go viral.
Yeah.
I just did this. I see phones everywhere. Like I'm like, okay, this is getting out. before I was even like moving my crew away, my phone was already blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
While I still had the rifles, I called one of my brothers who was at my house, like, yo, keep my now ex, but wife off the news.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I know this is coming. I had my boss blowing up my phone, like, yo, you're not supposed to take rifles. Why is this? Like, hey, I'm fucking busy. It's not mine. And I hung up on him like 3 times. Like, I got a lot going on right now. This is all while I still had the rifles.
Yeah.
Now I got to get them to the police. So Brandy, she's recognizing everything. I'm pushing them like, hey, we got to go. There was a moment like I was trying to gather my thoughts in them, and I'm also being bombarded because now everyone saw what I did. It was in the open. And I was like, you know, typically is get behind cover and concealment, right? This was the opposite. For some reason in my head is like, I can't be behind anything. I can't have any walls or anything around me because then that gives someone else the opportunity where I can't see them. I need to be in the open where I can see everyone. So that's why there's a photo of me with the second rifle. I'm breaking it down, pulling a bulk carrier group and charging handle out, put it in my pocket. And I'm in the middle of the road because I'm watching everyone because they're all surrounding. I don't want to be pinned up in a wall. I want to be able to have freedom of movement everywhere. Movement is security.
Of course.
A lot of people don't see that, don't realize that. Keep moving. There is security in that fact. And get there, start pushing with my crew after, you know, like figuring out what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to find the cops. Brandy's like, hey, everyone's after you. I don't want to be in the middle of this. I don't want to be hurt or anything. I'm going to step off. No one's paying attention to me. And that pissed me off as a security professional. Like, I want to keep your
client's like, you know what? I can't be around you.
Yeah. It really, and it was like I'm recognizing as all this is going on, well, this doesn't look good. But also like, she's a very strong woman and I get that. That's fine. All right. I will find you after. Keep your phone up. Get the cameraman, get him to a certain point. Hey man, they're following me. Fucking take off. I'll see you back at the car. And then finally found the cops, returned the rifles. They were so confused.
Oh, of course they were.
They were so confused. It was hilarious to me. But I mean,
were they like, we would like you to stop and fill out a statement and all that bullshit?
I didn't give them a chance.
You were just like, hey,
no. So
these
like,
are pulled out of your cars. Fucking
it got to a point where the mob's following me. They see the cops. I'm going towards the cops, and they're falling back. I was like, okay. And I put my Glock in my pocket. I had already the bulk carrier group charging hand on both rifles, but I broke them down shotgun style and hooked them over my arm, so they can see like these are clearly not functioning, and they can see my pistol in my pocket, but I had my hand up.
Got it.
And I was like, yo, and they're like, no, you need to stop.
Surprised you didn't get shot.
Is that white privilege?
Yeah.
No,
you're alive because of white privilege.
Yeah. Well, at least it works somewhere.
Well, I'd offer you one, but you don't use nicotine products.
No,
so.
I don't. Just, raw dogging life over here. And so he was super confused, and I was like, no, these are yours. Yeah, now I'm yelling over him.
Yeah.
Fuck you, you idiot. I don't care if you're a cop. Take these. And he's so confused. So he comes up to me. He's like, what's going on? And I took out both bulk carrier groups charging, and I slapped him in his hand. And he's like, well, I was like, no, these are yours. People tried stealing them. I got them back. Another cop comes over, and I was like, you guys need to take these. I repeat myself, these are yours. And I was like, I have to go. And I just turned and ran because now I have to go and collect my little ducklings and get back to work. And I ended up giving a statement at like 2 a.m. That was like 11 o'clock in the morning, sometime around there. I was working till 2 or 3 a.m. the next day.
So Brandy's going hard out there, huh?
Dude, like... I wasn't tired until like 30 to 40 minutes into my drive home, but I was fucking tired. I pulled over and slept on the freeway.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm too tired. Yeah, because it just finally all caught up. But yeah, dude, she was getting it. Frank, the cameraman, he was doing a great job too. But I mean, after that, we changed clothes, swapped up, put some jacks on. Then I wore a mask and then went back at it.
Fuck, dude.
It was a good day at work.
Yeah.
But there's another thing. I had just had my clock stippled. And it was raining a majority of that day. My pistol didn't slip once. I didn't even touch my trigger that day. And so when I think about it as far as politically, why did I get no negative from anyone? There's no politically. I used a gun, but I didn't fire a gun.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything political against any other political thing. The guy that I took the gun from in the viral video, he's white. The first guy was black, but no one saw that.
Yeah, luckily.
Yeah.
That way you're not racist.
I didn't kill anyone. I didn't hurt. Like, there was nothing to attack.
So, yeah, it's just kind of an interesting clip that I guess people wouldn't really hold too much an opinion on other than this dude's doing the right thing.
Yeah. And most people, and I got hundreds of messages saying this, were like, oh, I would have shot him. I would have shot him. I was like, yeah, that's why it's different.
Dude. I'm like, so sick of that kind of shit.
Should, would, or could. I mean, you need to figure these things out.
And hey, even if that's what you would have done, okay, cool.
I could have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 100% you could have. Yeah, 100% you could have.
And there was a...
But regardless of whether you did or you didn't, it's weird that people want to interject what they would have done. And it's like, bro, I could have done something differently than you.
I could have fucking thrown my pistol.
At any aspect of life at any time. Yeah. Congratulations, we're not the same human.
Yeah, and
this
also...
was my decision and my conclusion.
Different experience. But I also went into that day, there was one very clear thought in my mind. I'm not overseas. Mm-hmm. These are Americans. I have no problem taking a life if I have to. I mean... We just went over this discussion.
Yeah.
Right? We've talked about this a lot. But if I can find a way where I don't have to, but I still accomplish what I need, that's Musashi right there. I'm absolutely going to do that.
Yeah.
And that was the route I was able to find. And I have done that several other times since when I've had my guns on people. Been able to find another way.
Yeah. Well, bro, and anyone that doesn't think that's respectable has not ever been in any type of conflict, or especially armed conflict, right? Like, and I get it, bro. When you're when you're overseas, sometimes those ROEs are just like, yeah, if you think he's gonna do something, put him down. You know, it's like, wait, what? Anything that you did that day, you're gonna be legally responsible for too.
Exactly.
Right? Now again, that doesn't mean I won't kill someone. But make no mistakes about it. The game you're playing in the streets of Seattle is not Fallujah.
And that was one thing, like these EP influencer dudes are trying to get at me. He's like, I would never have done that. He didn't do his job. And when we were in Iraq, blah, blah, I was like, I'm in Seattle. Like, I live an hour away from here. We're in America. This is a completely different context.
Well, dude, and that's actually one thing that kind of, when you hear people like combat vets critiquing police officers, and don't get me wrong, a lot of police officers are inept and they're not very good at their job. And there's probably a lot of things we can critique those guys on. But you also have to understand the mission is vastly different.
Extremely.
Yeah.
Like, it's a fail point, just to use your example, of combat vets to critique police officers, especially if they haven't been one, based off of their experience in combat. You're missing one very big point. You are not trained to deal with that mission set. Mm-hmm. And you need to not just respect that, but realize that. Realize what you don't know because you've not done that. You've not been put in that position. You're not policing your own people.
Yeah.
Like for example, a lot of the mission sets from CAG to SEALs to DevGru to whatever, they're very specific and you can almost split a hair between them.
Yeah. But
they're very specific and split hair for a reason.
Yeah. And if I'm being honest, that's actually, and I get that like critiquing tactics is a good thing so you can get better, right? But it also used to drive me nuts because I remember like we were in the team room in Baghdad one time and the stupidest thing, right? It's like, we're not even training. This is downtime. Mm-hmm. And two of my teammates got in this like hour-long debate about crisscross versus button hook.
Oh yeah.
Right. I'm just like, and bro, for me, it's like jujitsu.
Know them all so you can use what you need.
And that's what I'm saying, dude. And maybe this guy prefers this and maybe that guy prefers that. And instead of like fucking being at each other's throats about it, it's like, fuck, man. It's actually one thing that kind of perturbed me of the special operations community is that it's just like, not everything has to be a competition. I have to be right.
Oh yeah. And then the thing that always comes to mind for me, like amateurs talk tactics, experts talk logistics, right?
I like that.
And when I think about just firearms training, high ready, low ready, whatever it is, know them all because if you're doing this, you're going to come across a situation where you're going to need something different all the time. So subscribing, so to speak, to one methodology all the time, you're blind to whatever else is out there.
Yeah.
Like without way is way, right, Bruce Lee? Mm-hmm. And that's kind of a thing that I try to keep in mind with it all because, hell, I mean, those books I read of snipers in Vietnam and everything, there was one situation, Hathcock and Burke, they're getting set up to engage a 300-man company. So Burke's rocking an M14. What does he do? He starts pulling all his mags out, laying them in front of him, right? So he can reload faster. I remember that in a training environment in California, getting prepped for a counterattack. It's the exact same fucking thing I did from a book that I read like 15 years prior to that. Probably not that long.
You got dinged on it, huh?
Yeah, well, no, I didn't get dinged on it. Like, it made sense.
Yeah.
It made sense to do. It's like you never know what you're going to come up to where you're going to use that skill set. But if you're blind to being able to do it because you've had these arguments where you're like, that's never good, you're hurting yourself.
Yeah. What group of like just regular citizens do you enjoy training the most?
Regular citizens, not military, Leo. Dude, this is actually kind of a funny question. I didn't realize this until someone pointed it out. Different places I teach in the country draw different crowds.
Okay.
All right. Up here, I'm not going to dime any of them out. Tech guys.
Okay.
Tech guys love to bang.
So a lot of money, a lot of nice gear.
Well, not even just a lot of money. Some of them don't have a lot of money because they're new to
Okay.
it. Some of them don't have nice gear because they don't know what the nice gear is. But they have these secret little underground communities and chat rooms that are password locked, and you have to know somebody to know somebody, get in them and everything, and they're just like, yeah, this shit's cool. And they're spending their Microsoft or Amazon money on fucking, if they have the money to, on a lot of stuff. Then you get out to like, I'll dime them out, the South Carolinas. They're just good old boys, and they're just bringing whatever they got. They just love to shoot. They're not necessarily into like, especially long range, I can't say that word right. The specifics of ballistics and stuff.
Yeah.
They just want to know how to do the thing.
They're not gun nerds.
Not necessarily just, yeah.
I'm not casting shade at you.
Yeah.
Well, no, bro, here's an important thing. I was just talking to Andy Stump about this last week. A lot of people think because you're a Ranger or a SEAL, you understand like ballistics and this round performs like this, and I polish this round because of that. And it's like, don't get me wrong, there's guys in the company that are those guys. But the overwhelming majority aren't.
It's just a tool.
It's a tool, bro. That's what Andy said. He goes, you know how a carpenter hangs a hammer from his tool belt? Well, I hung a fucking this and a that, and I looked at it like that.
Yeah. You just jokingly said polish the bullet thing.
Yeah.
There's a freaking book I read when I was a kid. Dude, first Gulf War is a sniper, and he's polishing the one single bullet. The first bullet he's going to chamber in his bolt gun. That's the one he's going to kill someone with. Or he finally gets the chance to shoot at someone. What happens? He had polished the thing so much, it fucking flew way high of his intended point of impact.
So yeah, because that wasn't how the ballistics were working through training.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't polishing every single bullet.
Yeah,
and he missed. So it's like that makes sense. My favorite group of people. There's certain things. There's a lot of nuances when it comes to teaching that I find fascinating. I don't think it's just because I do it, because it's just people. Certain classes have different aptitudes. Right, you can come off a class with a high aptitude and you feel like the best instructor in the world.
Yeah,
you come off a class with a really low aptitude. You didn't get through your full curriculum because you had to slow down your pace and all this. It's like, oh God, I didn't get them to where I should have, where I feel I should have. I feel like I suck. But honestly, the dudes I like to have the most are the ones that. I'll give an example of this last March. Usually, if I have a 3 or 4 day class, we all go out to dinner in one of those days. One of those dinners, I had a dude coming and sitting in between me and my girlfriend, and he's like, yo, how do I do this? Can you give me another scenario doing quick wind and stuff like that, and breaking down how can I figure this out? And we're going through paper, like we're eating and everything. Like that level of I want to get this ingrained in me is exciting.
Yeah,
like that's really awesome. And sometimes you get people that pick it up right away. Sometimes you have those who are really slow and they're like self-conscious about it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to ask questions in front of the class, so you hang around or give a break time. They can come up to you. Those are always cool, but I mean, it's the same thing. If you have the question, other people probably do. And I will go over things a million times if I have to. I am on your time.
Yeah. You ever get any of the guys that are too John Wick for you and want to like almost challenge your methodology and that and whatnot?
I have zero issue with people challenging me.
Okay.
That makes me better.
Which is, I should say this. Challenging you from a place of growth, it's welcome. Challenging you from a place to try and like get it, I got you. Those are the worst dudes.
Yeah. The other ones juxtaposed to that is to seek my own validation.
Yeah.
Right. So objective validation is great. Like, I'm doing this thing, someone much better that I respect and revere comes along and is like, oh yeah, this is the right thing good to do. That's cool. But then it's completely different. It's like, hey, is this the right way? Can I do this? And then they say, yes, it's a little different, right? To give an example, a recent class, I had this guy who was much larger than most. And he came out, and it became very clear very quickly that he came out to validate himself against me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, a couple of different ways I can handle this. For one, I got to make sure I'm professional. I got other people. This is my class and everything. Two, it's like, I want him to realize that he doesn't know what he thinks he knows, so that he has a door open to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So one of the questions that always trips people up is, what happens to a bullet in high humidity versus low humidity? Right. It's counterintuitive, really.
Mm-hmm.
High humidity, it flies a lot easier, a lot flatter. Low humidity, it doesn't. And so it's counterintuitive. I asked him that. He's like, no, it's not. No. I was like, all right, check. Google it. Do whatever you want to do. Here, put it into your ballistic calculator. Put 100% humidity, 0% humidity, ballistic calculator, Kestrel, actually.
You got a Kestrel in your pocket right now?
Yeah. I got a match on Saturday, so I've been fucking with it.
That thing's fascinating.
I love Kestrels.
Yeah.
If you want to learn a Kestrel, put it in your bathroom. Play with it when you're taking a shit. Or watch my videos.
Yeah.
But I want to open that door for them so they can start learning and everything, and be recognizing that there is more than they know. Well, this particular individual was not listening. I'd say, hey, put this rifle right here, do this thing. And he'd put it over here and he'd do this thing and whatever. And it would fail. And it became a point where, all right, I'm going to flat out tell you, like, the reason you're not succeeding here is because you're not doing what is being told, what is being taught. You're trying to do it your way. And your way is showing not to work. And that's okay, because that shows you one other important thing, where you can get better.
Mm-hmm.
You paid for this. You're going to use it or not.
And here's the thing, bro. He paid for it, and he's out there to learn what you have to teach.
Yeah.
So just be a good student and take it in. And even if you think it's bullshit, I don't know. I've seen this in jiu-jitsu too, where it's like people want to challenge, and it's like, okay, even if you walk away from the course and you're like, oh, he was wrong here, or I think this should have been tweaked like this. Okay. But this is your time to share your knowledge, and just eyes open, mouth shut, take it in.
Dude, and maybe I'm wrong for this, but there's a lot of things that it could be a doctor's visit. When I walk around and be like, that wasn't right here. This wasn't good. I don't necessarily know if I agree with this, but I'm going to find out more. Like, but in the meantime, while I'm with them doing that thing, I'm shutting up and I'm listening. I can have my own thoughts and my own opinions and everything, but I'm also going to check them.
Yeah.
You want to challenge me in a class? That's fine. That's good for me. That makes me better. And you know what? There's been things I've learned from it. A student asked me, it was, what was it? Specifically, what is it about a mock cone around a bullet that destabilizes it? And I couldn't verbalize it. I was like, all right, cool. Now I have a plot hole that I can go and plug. I can Google it up real quick. Okay, that makes sense, and now I can explain it. And then that allowed me to spot something I have never seen before in shooting this past March. And I'm going to explain it because it's fucking wild. 5.56 gas guns shooting out to 800 yards, right? So we're shooting, we're at 360 foot elevation at that time. So our transonic range is like 650 to 750-ish. Torrential downpours, right? I'm spotting a shooter shooting, and as that round is dropping just below its max ordinate, the highest point in its ballistic path, I'm seeing water explode. Now, when you're shooting in torrential downpour, what you see is kind of like when you stick your finger in a faucet, it splits, right? You're seeing that with a bullet trace.
So you're watching the trace split the water too.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
That's interesting.
That I've seen. The explosion of it made no sense to me, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, "What is going on?" So I'm having this guy, and sometimes it would, most of the time it would happen, other times it wouldn't. I was like, "Fuck, what is? Okay, at what distance does this happen?" I'm figuring it out. Okay, this isn't transonic. What I ended up realizing is, as the bullet's exiting transonic and entering sub, when that mock cone goes from the tip of the bullet to the base and then hits that base and disappears, when that mock cone hits the base, it is in the water, it collapses on itself and explodes. And it's blowing the water apart. That's where you see that. I And I was like, that is fucking wild to think
Yeah.
about. And if you can't like visualize this, a good way to do it, when you're driving in a truck and you look back in the bed and the air's going around and you just see the same trash, you're going down a freeway, but the trash is just sitting there swirling.
Yeah.
That's how a mock cone collapses. It just comes down, boom, right there.
Okay.
On the base of the bullet. And it's blowing water up. I'm like, that is sick. But it was because of a question someone asked me that I couldn't verbalize, and that stuck in my mind. And I was able to diagnose that later on. And there's been a couple other things like that with ballistics that I've seen shooting, because duck hunter, I've been shooting in different places, environments, all these different things. And so, yeah, fucking you got challenge me, because you're going to teach me something.
Yeah. Do you teach all realms then? Pistol, rifle, long distance stuff?
Yeah, I specifically like long distance stuff because mentally it's more challenging. But the thing is, I mean, you got to do them all. What will teach you to do precision shooting positions better? Carbine. Because you're moving faster, you have to move more precise, you have to, and all those things. So you have to break down a position quicker before you even get into it. What's going to teach you how to be extremely precise with your trigger press on a precision gun? Pistol. What's going to teach you muzzle awareness more? Pistol. What's going to teach you reloads better for a bolt gun? Carbine, because you're doing those one reload ones, you know, all those different things. And hell, even being as precise as you possibly can with a long gun can make you a better pistol shooter, because it's a mental thing and physical control of your trigger. All these things overlap. And like I forget, because I shoot long guns so much, how much I like shooting pistol. And then I dump 100 rounds of pistol. I'm like, oh, why don't I do this more? It's cheaper than long guns for sure. But
well, ain't that the truth, man?
Yeah.
And I mean, like I said, I don't shoot nearly as much as I used to, and that's one of the reasons. A day on the range is fucking expensive now,
especially right now.
Yeah, especially if you're shooting 308 or something.
Yeah, the match grade stuff gets pricey up there, but I mean, again,
that's why you got to get yourself a bow.
Segue into that. Yeah.
Well, like you said, you've been shooting your wife's bow,
girlfriend's bow,
or girlfriend's bow. My bad. So yeah, that's not your title. But it's interesting because like the first time I shot bow, I went to Cabela's and I got, not that bow was my first one. And you know how they set you up and they have a bow range, and I was keeping them all inside of a 1-inch circle. And the guy was like, "You told me you never shot bow before. Come on, man." And I was like, this is just fundamentals of shooting.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah. The when I started throwing some arrows through a bow, I mean, I shot recurve when I was a kid.
Okay.
70-pound draw, as much as I could get it back, right? It's everything I can do to hit 3 hay bales. But then shooting compound, I was like, this is all the same stuff. It's just the actual mechanic is slightly different.
Yeah.
The one thing I did notice almost right away, and I noticed it because there were maybe 1 or 2 arrows that into nowhere. The mental aspect with bow, I think, is much more, because with a bullet, you're not retrieving it. With an arrow, you are. I remember 2 shots very specifically where I'm about to release, and then suddenly, like, my mind just drifts as I'm releasing. There goes my arrow. So immediate. It was like, holy crap. Now that is more fascinating to me.
I would say, follow through with a bow.
Yeah, well, mental follow through.
Yeah, mental follow through. Because, bro, I'm telling you, I've been bow hunting for 5 years now, and I've killed 5 or 6 deer. And it wasn't until the last buck I shot, it's actually this one right here in Wisconsin, where I feel like I performed how I should. Yeah. Like the first couple deer I shot, my hunting partners are like, all right, well, where'd you see it run into the wood line? Let's get on the blood trail. And I'm just like, I don't know, bro. It's like, it's still, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, And I remember kind of being embarrassed about it, because it's like, oh, I was this ranger and I got a bunch of deployments. And it's like, another truth to that is my last deployment was 2009.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that.
Almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. It's like, dude, you're not going to maintain a high level of proficiency. And I don't want to call it a high stress environment, because you're not in any concern for your safety, obviously, out hunting in the woods of Wisconsin, but there's still the emotion and the rush.
Yeah. Well, the emotion and the rush is a stress. It's
that's what I'm saying.
You're still taking a life. It's still a stress. Yeah.
And I remember being kind of embarrassed because I was just like, fuck, dude, I don't know. No. I don't know where it went, you know? And my first buck we killed, we tracked that thing for probably 1.5 miles. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it was due to like my shortcomings of trying to understand what direction it went, where it may likely be. And then also like understanding animal behavior and how they run when they're wounded and all that shit. It's a whole nother
realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just spent 2 months out in Africa hunting, and
where in Africa? Dude, I want to hear about Africa.
I was in South Africa, down in Port Elizabeth, and then up north of Pretoria. The specific thing we were going after a lot was baboons. Baba Yan is what they call it in Afrikaans. But
what are you shooting baboons for? Like, what is it? Just sport?
You know, like prairie dogs in the U.S. Baboons are like that, but worse. Right? So they're not just out there looking cute and everything. No, they're actively hunting your chickens. They're going after your dogs. They're tearing up crop. They're doing all kinds of things.
Got it. So they're a big nuisance.
They are savages. I think they're really fucking cool.
Yeah.
But hunting them is a different. Like, you're going after an animal that sees better than us at dawn and dusk, runs 35 miles an hour, and they have zero hesitation. Mm-hmm. That zero hesitation is fascinating. And they're wicked smart, man. They are. But to get back to the point I was thinking of is, I had made this point to my girlfriend. We're walking through the brush and everything out in the bush, and I was like, I would never win in a fight against my PH, Merrick of Boker Safaris out there. Like, I can shoot better than him and everything. I know all that stuff, sure. But in the bush, it doesn't matter how well I shoot. It matters how well you can get through this. You can anticipate movement and all that kind of stuff. And this dude's fucking on lock. He is like the cog in the clock out in the bush. He knows what's going on. Me, I'm just like, I see movement, I'm going.
Yeah.
So fieldcraft, shooting, both important. One is definitely more important than the other, because if you have good fieldcraft, you can always get closer. Right. But no, I was out there. Me and Ian from Recoil. He's Recoil Boss on Instagram. He's their editor-in-chief. We got a hunt sponsored from a bunch of different companies. We put it all together and went out and did a cull hunt, and 10 animals a piece. And then we were specifically after that going for monkeys. I mean, a lot of companies and people, look on YouTube, they want to see monkeys getting shot because it's close to shooting people.
That's weird.
It is, but it isn't, right? Put yourself in that like that combat arms mindset. Like,
yeah,
okay,
I can see.
But there's also the ballistic aspect. We both took open tip match bullets out. These aren't hunting rounds. They're the same rounds used in combat a lot of times.
Yeah.
But most people are like, oh, these are matched. You don't use them for hunting. I'll fucking tell you what, the damage they do on some African animals, which by the way are tougher than American animals for sure. They evolve differently because they are they're hunted far more than American animals.
Well, I mean, I would say those bullets are certainly going to do more damage.
Well, yeah, and people are so maybe this is just my experience. People are so worried about over penetration because they're not placing their shots right. Like, I just posted video the other day of dumping a black wildebeest, which I didn't know there were different ones. There's black and blue. There's no thing about race, but placed around exactly where I wanted it. Those animals, a majority of the time, not all the time, because I did dead drop some of them. A majority of the time, they're going to run a little ways. That's because they're just built different. And just drop. Went and looked. The round went exactly where I wanted. Did exactly what I wanted. But you can never tell with supreme confidence what a round's going to do when it enters a body. Right? So, but then there's some of those open tip match rounds. They blew right through the animal, and the animal just fucking collapsed. And now I'm watching that round fly out behind him.
How big is a wildebeest?
Dude, they're not big.
No? Okay.
No, they're not big. I said that when I got up to mine. So wildebeest herds are ran by the matriarch. I shot the matriarch of the herd we were after because, again, it's a cull hunt, and she was really old. But you can see in the video, there's a bull running right behind her. It's like twice her size. But even still, they're not very big. Horses are bigger.
Okay, that was what I was going to say.
Yeah, horses are bigger.
To a horse.
But for some reason, wildebeest, especially black wildebeest, they just look so cool.
Yeah.
When you get them up close. But then, like, there's springbuck. Let's call it like... what are the pronghorns? Without the pronghorns, they have different types of horns on them, but they're smaller. Like, if you were to range estimate them by eye, you're going to be wrong. They're closer than you think because they're so small. But dude, they are fast. They are so fast. I shot. There were 3. I can't count. There were 3. I shot 2 back to back and was going for the 3rd, but he had covered 100 yards in like 2 to 3 seconds. I misjudged the distance because of that and dropped around right between his feet. All because of how fast they move.
Yeah.
I mean, but also one of the key things to pay attention to with African animals that you're hunting is, so we typically on like say deer or whatever, we're aiming just behind the shoulder, right? Typically 3rd rib area when you're looking at a perfect broadside because you're trying to hit that heart and lungs. African prey animals, their heart and lungs are set further up into their chest cavity. So you're trying to shoot into the shoulder to hit them.
So now the ballistics are going to do all kinds of wild shit.
Yeah, you're hitting bone.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to happen. And you have a majority of the time, the round, depending on the round you're shooting, what you're hitting, they're going to expand and bust up and do all kinds of things. But some of them, they'll punch right through. But then you got to look at, like, if you're going after Cape Buffalo, and I have not gone after Cape Buffalo. I've talked to a lot of people who have, especially PHs, and I've read books where they're talking about them. Some of their rib bones are up to 6 inches thick. Just the bone.
Yeah, it's
so fucking... 416 Rigby's, 375 H&H's, like, yeah, you need that to get through. But guess what? Some of them, depending on shot placement, you can slip something in there and get them. Mm-hmm. It only takes like a shaving of metal in our heart to kill us.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much if you do it the right way. So when we were shooting these animals with OTMs and then we're cutting them open and looking at them and everything, like some of the damage is pretty phenomenal. But also you're dealing with me and Ian, very experienced shooters. This motherfucker. We're going after baboons. I had 2 rifles go down during this hunt. I got one of them back up and running. But I didn't know for a majority of the hunt that my 6.5 Creedmoor was down because some shots were perfect, others way off. So I'm like, data. It's got to be data. Something's up. No.
What was going down with it?
The gunsmith didn't tighten the barrel into the action to spec.
Oh, I see.
Right. So some shots were perfect, some weren't. Most weren't. But so on baboons, I was not successful until finally I got that gun fixed and I got one. But Ian, 600 yards across a canyon. I think he was in a seated position with the rifle rested on his knee. Intentionally adds cant to the rifle because he sees where the baboon is and everything. Fucking dumped him. It was so impressive. I was like, I mean, sometimes you're just with people that are like, that was beautiful to watch, but I'm definitely humbled. Like, I know I can make that shot, but I don't know if I can make it 10 times out of 10. And he just did it 1 time out of 1 without anything. Like, it was nothing.
When you say you guys went after 10 animals, 10 different species of animals, or we could have gone 10 different species. There's 26 endemic species to the Port Elizabeth area of South Africa. So it's like the southeastern side of the country. It is so lush. But we did a cull hunt, so there's a list of animals we're going after, but our PH is like, well, he has certain animals he needs to cull. Farming out there is different. Mm-hmm. Like, they're wild animals, but they're conservationists by trade, by nature, by growing up and learning this stuff. They also do go to schools, but so they have an idea because they're out there every day how many animals of what needs to be taken. So it's like, I need this taken. We're going to take this, and it's just going to count for this, that kind of deal. When you guys are I mean, obviously no one's eating baboons, but like the wildebeest and shit, does that go to like local food?
All the meat that we eat at camp, which, oh man, Boker Safaris, they cook the meat for their hunters.
Where's this going?
It is so good.
Oh, it's good. Okay. Oh, I knew it was either going to be really good or fucking terrible.
It is so good. It will make you gay for meat. Like, well, I can't look at a photo of an eland or kudu without just salivating.
Okay.
Burgers are ruined for me. A kudu burger, oh my God, I would marry that thing. And then divorce it, do it again. But so
were you able to bring any back, or is that not part of it?
No, that's not part of it.
Yeah.
But the meat that you eat at camp has been previously shot by other people, so you're getting to taste these different game species, which is phenomenal. The meat that you're shooting, a large portion goes to selling to the local economy, to local restaurants, to giving to butcher shops, all that kind of stuff. Because I mean, a lot of hunting in South Africa is their economy. Mm-hmm. Now they have a lot of money in other places that they just dick up, but they also charge Americans like 600% of what they charge themselves. South Africans, so that's insane, but it makes sense, I guess. So a lot of it's all used, everything's used. I will say, like, Springbok, their fur is so common, it's not worth it money wise to sell every piece of fur you get. It's like $3 a pelt. It's not worth the time. But I mean, we went after kudu, warthog, springbuck, impala, blessbuck, bontabuck, black wildebeest, vervet monkeys that have the brightest blue balls you've ever seen, and baboons. And there's probably other things in there too that I can't remember.
Yeah, the African hunts are a weird one because anytime you see someone online taking an animal in Africa, the comments are filled with, "Oh, he's just a fucking rich whatever, fucking this, that," and it goes back to what you say, like, you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
Because for me, like, I mean, full disclosure, I'm not into predator hunting. Like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go kill a mountain lion for whatever reason. That's just me, right?
Yeah.
And when you see someone like killing lions, you can see why a lot of people's initial emotion is, well, why would you need to go shoot a lion, right?
Yeah.
But then again, like, the other side of that is, well, what's taking place locally? Or is it a nuisance? Or just like you said, this is part of their economy. Yeah. And there's so many layers to it that it's like, even if my emotional reaction is like, man, I wouldn't want to shoot a lion. Yeah. That doesn't mean it's right or it's wrong or this guy's good or this guy's bad. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's easy to get so caught up, because I think here's an interesting thing about people that want to like complain about that kind of stuff. In their heart, they're coming from a place of empathy. Like, oh, that feels,
hopefully
that
it could
looks,
be self-righteousness.
Yeah, that's true too, right? But at what point is it like, okay, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about? Probably sit this one out. And you can see it in Oregon. They're trying to push legislation to make killing all animals illegal in Oregon. I'm sure you've read about that.
Colorado's pushing to ban fur sales completely.
Well, dude, supposedly the legislation that they want to push in Oregon would even make being an exterminator illegal. Like, you can't even kill rats in your fucking house.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and it's like, okay, dude, we're starting to operate outside of the realm of fucking reality, dude.
I am not a religious person. However, I have some knowledge on the Bible. One of the things in the Bible, it says, basically dictates that we are supposed to be stewards of this earth, right? That's conservation. The natural order of life is chaos. Everything is eating something.
Yes.
Right? So, rats. Why do we not like rats? It's not for no reason. It's because of plague.
Yeah.
We discovered that they spread bubonic plague, black plague, excuse me. And that's bad. Keep rats out.
Or they start nesting in your fucking Forerunner and chew all the wiring, and now your $40,000 car doesn't work anymore. And it's like, yeah, I got too much going on in life to allow rats to ruin my wife's vehicle. You know, it's like, it's common sense, bro.
When it comes to hunting predators, like, if you look at it, it's a numbers game. There are less predators than there are prey, because predators take out a lot of prey, keep that population down. But you can get too many predators in an area that decimate the prey life, and then the land suffers from that, and on and on and on. So then we have conservationists or hunters, whatever, have a certain amount of predators that they can take. That makes sense. I killed a bear a number of years ago. I love my bear hunt. I use it in training all the time.
Was it grizzly or black bear?
Black bear.
Black bear. Where at?
North Montana, just south of the Canadian border. Shot it at 600 yards. There are so many lessons that I can pull from my bear hunt that I do pull to teach. And I don't ever bring up the Seattle reference in my classes. There's one class type that I do, and it's concealed urban handgun. It's so applicable there. But there are so many infinities of lessons to learn in a single instance if you dissect and dissect and dissect. Hunting is one of them, because it comes down. My thing with hunting is, besides just the conservation and the animals and eating the meat, is the shot is so important to me. Not only because it's what I do, but because that pivotal moment you are making the decision to take a life. And a lot of times has a direct consequence of good or bad. There's only one good, because there's a lot of bad under it. You fucked up the shot. You missed slightly. You did whatever could happen you can think of. When I posted my bear hunt, so many people like they're endangered, you can't do that, blah blah. They have all these feelings, and it's because we grew up with teddy bears.
Yeah,
teddy bears were a big deal. They were named after Theodore Roosevelt, which he did not like the fact that they were called teddy bears, but whatever. However, black bears are not fucking endangered. They are extremely common, and in some areas, they are an extreme nuisance.
For sure.
And they're very much like dogs. You get them in all shapes and sizes. You can absolutely kill them. The meat is good. Before, this is one thing a lot of people don't know. You look at, read the journals of Lewis and Clark coming across, looking for an all-water route. Plains game, what was considered in there was grizzly bears. We don't have grizzly bears in the plains anymore. But grizzly bear was a very sought-after meat that people ate more than venison. Now they're not. They're protected even more so, and they should be because their numbers are lower. But don't get it twisted. They are good to eat. You cook them like pork because they eat everything. Just stay away from the coastal bears. They're gross.
Well, because of the salmon?
Yeah, because all the fish, and they get a lot of crap, and they just taste and smell awful.
And isn't just like pork with bear the concern of trichinosis?
Trichinosis is always a concern. But
so you have to cook it, well done?
160 and above, yeah. But when you're thinking about conservation and hunting reasons, like you have to maintain them. For example, let's go back to Africa. A lot of people, like, they have feelings about hunting elephants. So keep this finger up because I don't want to forget about the price part. But so a lot of people got involved, these special interest groups, greenies, everything like that. They don't want the elephants hunted. Guess what the elephants are doing? Not just in Kruger National Park, one of the biggest and most famous parks in Africa, but also across Botswana. The herds are growing so large that the land can't sustain them. Because what do elephants also do? They knock down trees. They tear things up. That's part of what elephants are. So they destroy the land. You have herds getting too big. That land is getting decimated. Guess what happens? It turns to desert, right? So when you take out an elephant for conservation, not hunting, you have to take out the entire herd. This is the thought behind it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just what they do. You take out the entire herd because they're such social animals. You will hurt the herd when you take out one. Like emotionally, it's a big deal to people. So they take out the entire herd because then the numbers are
like 20.
It can be 20. It can be much more.
Okay,
it's very subjective to the area, how much land they have to roam, stuff like that. But now, especially in Kruger, I'll use that as an example. There's so many elephants. They're decimating the wildlife. They're decimating the terrain. The rivers are getting fucked up. All this kind of stuff going on because they're not allowed to maintain the herds, the numbers. And when it comes down to the prices,
so they don't hunt them anymore, and now they're seeing
now they're quiet about it.
Okay.
Now they don't advertise it.
Yeah.
So they got smart that way.
And the same thing with elephants. Like, no part of me wants to shoot an elephant, right? Like, I'm not called to that, and when I see that, it feels kind of weird. Yeah. But I'm also not a farmer in Africa whose family is starving because their crops are getting destroyed, right? And so, like, you have to be honest that there's two sides to this instead of just being like, these are my emotions and this is what it should be.
Why is someone in Kansas putting their opinion forth as the law as far as what's going on the border and people living on the border and what they're dealing with? You have no idea.
Yeah. Like, well, bro, I think that is and I love social media for a lot of aspects. It's connected me with a lot of cool people. I've made a lot of friendships.
Yeah,
it's helped my businesses. Like, there's a lot of good in social media. But one of the worst things that we experience from social media is that everybody has an opinion on something that's happening 10,000 miles away.
Yeah.
And bro, in the human experience, that was never the case. No. Like, nobody in America was concerned of how hunting's taking place in South Africa 100 years ago.
Not at all.
And now it's just like, I actually think it's too much. Because now we want to have an opinion on everything that's happening everywhere. And bro, our focus and like how we're wired, we're never supposed to be like this.
So the last handful of months have been like more so in my head than anything, like mentally obsessed with how humans were in a more natural time, like the Pleistocene, when we're in hunter-gatherer groups. Mm-hmm. We deal with our tribe. Every now and then we come across other tribes and everything like that. But we're only solely worried about us. So there's been a lot of research where a single human being can only really maintain, and I still think this is a big
100
number,
or something?
150 relationships.
Yeah. Well, I have 300 jiu-jitsu students.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That alone.
It's insane.
I always tell the guys, like, sometimes I feel like I'm a bad coach because I'm to the point where I have a hard time remembering people's names.
I don't remember people's names. You know what I do remember? I remember the rifles. Yeah. Like, I'll be like, someone will be like, hey, I was at this class. I'll be like,
oh, you're the Geisley guy.
Yeah, you had that rifle, dude. And so they're like, yeah. And I was like, I remember you. I also remember how you shoot. What's your name? Like,
yeah.
So when you think about like humans in a more natural state, we're not built to deal with the things that we're dealing with. And then, like, when it comes to the price, oh yeah, I want to mention that the pricing. Hunting in South Africa itself. South Africa, for those who don't know, is a country. All right, it's not just the southern part of the
southern
continent.
part of Africa.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many people don't realize that. The hunting there is cheaper. There's a lot more animals, a lot more land. There's people doing it professionally. That's far more common.
Is it because they have like more of a Western culture compared to the other countries? Who knows?
I don't know if that would be it. I do know that depending on where you're hunting in South Africa, there's so much game. Mm-hmm. It's insane. You go from, I grew up hunting here in Western Washington. You could look for weeks for an elk and never see a thing.
Yeah.
You get to South Africa. This is the one thing that was weird. The first day I was glassing, I get there, I got my binos, and imagine you're me. You put your binos to your face. I see nothing. I wait a couple seconds, a couple minutes. My eyes are adjusting. I'm finally picking out details. Everything's moving. There's animals everywhere.
That's nuts,
It is so weird. It also makes hunting hard in a different way. You don't hunt just your animal. You have to hunt everything because they're all calling and spotting for each other.
Yeah.
They're working against you. And they don't call like our elk or our deer do.
And correct me if I'm wrong, don't even other species like almost work together?
Yeah. So we don't ever see really elk and deer mixing, right? You'll have zebra, impala, all these different herds. They'll merge together as they're doing their own thing. They'll hang out, and it's for different reasons. There's some symbiotic relationships going on. You know, the benefit of that herd being with us. They have different tendencies than we do, stuff like that.
I would also imagine it's just simple math. Like if the larger the school of fish is, the less likely you're going to get eaten.
Well, it's also you can track animals here by shit and trail and spore and everything. You can't do it out there. There's too many. It's everywhere. It is everywhere.
That's wild, man.
It is insane. Like I only experienced this before Africa when I was hunting bear because I was hunting a slide that had at different times of the day 6-7 bear in it. There was trail everywhere. There was sign everywhere. The only reason I was able to find my bear is because I watched where it went after I hit it, and I found like a couple blood drops, and then I just kept going that way and found them. Out there, it's like you better keep your eyes on them. But also they use dogs to help locate.
Yeah.
But the prices of hunting in South Africa itself are much lower than like Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, and all those different kinds of places. Mainly because you're hunting a different animal. Like a lot of them are antelope species, and there's a lot of them. You get up into those other regions, that one purchase of an animal may support the area for months. So the prices go way up, and there's fewer of them. So the prices are going up.
Yeah. I mean, like anything, it's supply and demand.
Yeah. And it's also like lion, right? People hunt lion all the time. In some areas, lions are a problem. So what does that mean?
Are lions endangered in places?
No, they're not endangered. So there might be a subspecies or two that's not like biocolossal. Have you heard of them?
No.
Do you know about the dire wolves?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Got it. I see.
was about to
okay.
say.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. I'll go on. But they're working on bringing back the Barbary lion, which was up in North Africa, Morocco, because it went extinct, I think, in the 50s. And they're finding some lions around the area still have some of the same genetics because they bred in years ago. But in a lot of places, lions aren't necessarily endangered. They are protected because there's fewer of them than the prey animals. So they don't want people just out wantingly killing them. And they're extremely social animals too. So that's something that they take into consideration.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, seeing a lion up close, like I've been feet away from them. It is weird.
Oh, I bet.
Looking at a pussycat that fucking big.
Yeah.
And they're just sleeping. They do all the same thing your house cat does. Flopping around, belly up, all that, and nuzzling on each other. If you follow, I don't remember the full page, but Surga, the lion, I think it is on Instagram. It's this dude, I want to say Botswana. It could be one of those other countries. He rescued a lion cub, her name's Surga, and built a 2,000-hectare reserve and is out there every day killing and eating with this lion, taking video. He's over 1 million followers now. Like, you look at that and you're like, fuck, that's so cool. What am I doing? I can do all this cool shit with my life, but I don't have a lion. A lion that trusts me to eat off the same animal with it. Oh man, like I would give up everything.
No,
it'd be so cool.
The closest thing we'll get is a Malinois.
Right. But it is, the stuff that goes on is wild. I mean, Africa is Africa. I first went there because I just became uninterested in life. It's like, I don't care if I live or not. I'm gonna go somewhere where things want to kill me. That makes me interested in living.
So you were in a dark place, and and that was something that helped you get out of there, huh?
Yeah, I would always want
to talk about that, because I think, bro, I'll tell you, one thing that I hear from a lot of people that listen to the show, dude, so many men are in a dark place, and they're not willing to talk about it or take the steps to try and find like that spark of life again.
So taking the steps to find a spark of life can be difficult if you don't have any clue as to what it is. I can get not talking about that because you may not just have an inkling of it.
Yeah.
But the first thing you can do wrong is not say something.
Yeah.
I am only here because I opened my mouth to certain people, especially my two brothers. One of them sitting over there. Because I opened my mouth about what I was feeling. Because I had previously learned, like, I can't keep quiet. This is not a good thing. Even though as a man, I want to handle my problems. I'm going to fucking back off.
Yeah, you don't want to be like the friend that's a burden or the brother that's a burden.
Back to the Marine Corps. You don't go anywhere without a battle buddy.
Yeah.
All right. You're with your fire team. Your fire team's with your squad's with your platoon. Going somewhere by yourself, you're immediately wrong. So you're not conditioned, even in the military, to handle things by yourself. There are some agencies where you're on your own and everything, and there's a benefit to that.
But few and far between.
Yeah, but here's the other thing. We went to school to learn how to read. We went to school to learn how to math. We went to the military to learn how to shoot, to learn how to kill, to learn to be a leader. You go into college to learn all these things. Where are you going to learn how to manage your emotions, to take care of your mind, take care of your heart? Well, a lot of people, they have a stigmata against therapy and everything, but that's one of the best ways. If you're growing up in a, let's say, toxic or unhealthy household and you're not learning these tools from your parents, where else are you going to do them? So I was in a bad place. I had worked through the suicide ideation thing, and it was through 3 conversations specifically about control and what I could and what I couldn't control. I come to realize that I have a different viewpoint, and I've always felt a negative viewpoint on the Western ideas of suicide. You telling me I shouldn't kill myself because that's selfish of me to take me away from you? No, it's not. That's selfish of you, because now I'm keeping myself alive for you.
I want you here as my friend.
That is fucking insanity.
Bro, it's funny you say that, because you know where I've lost 7 teammates since the war to suicide. And a lot of different emotions came up throughout losing all these different friends, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm to the point where I kind of where I've landed is like, hey, if you arrive that you don't want to live anymore, just call me so I can say goodbye and thank you for being my brother. Yeah. But I'm not going to try and talk you off the ledge, because this is also what happens. I had a buddy that I literally talked off the ledge. I called him one night, and he answers the phone, and he just started crying. I said, Jordan, what's going on, bro? And he's like, dude, my fucking AR was in my mouth. And he goes, I wouldn't have picked up the phone for many people, but I saw your name. Yeah. And I felt like, oh yeah, talked him off the ledge, right? Like that was a win. And stayed very present with him for the following weeks and the months. And then, months become several months. And then I got the call, hey, Jordan shot himself. Yeah. And there was a part of me that feel like I failed him. But that's not my responsibility. It's simply not, man.
Responsibility is a good word for it. No, it's not. You can take it upon yourself, sure. But we also do feel, like you said, some men are ingrained to go into the Marine Corps and the Rangers. We're ingrained to take on the duty of taking care of our brothers.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
No, I'm not.
There's what I'm saying is there's management to do after.
Yeah.
That.
Yep. And I'm not saying like, don't check in on your friends or don't try and be the guy to talk them off the ledge. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, if your friend ultimately makes that decision, it ain't your fault.
Yeah. So there was a decision made by a brother of mine that I didn't agree with, and I was just giving him shit relentlessly for it. And I finally came to the conclusion, well, I can't just keep giving him shit. He's not going to keep putting up with it. I don't feel good about it. I had to come to the realization that's his path.
Yeah.
He chose that. Just because I don't agree with it, that doesn't matter to him. That matters to me. That's his path. I trust him. I love him. I believe in him. I'm going to respect his decision. Guess what? He ended up finally telling me why. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm with you 100%. Mm-hmm. I've had friends that kill himself and they've had family and kids. And I'm like, something in his life made him feel like that's what he needs to do. Mm-hmm. And he decided that's what he's going to do. Yeah, that's unfortunate for his wife and kids, but there's also something going on there. Again, I don't know. Mm-hmm. Right? So the whole Western idea of like, oh, it's selfish of me to take my life. No, it's not. It is the biggest decision I have that is solely mine. So I tend to agree more with the Japanese idea of it. We're not necessarily for honor, but it is my decision. And when I came to this conclusion where if I decide to, and I decide that that is truly what I want, I'm okay with that. Mm-hmm.
No, dude, I can.
So that was me shaking hands with it.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Yeah, so now I shook hands with it. Guess what?
You're free.
I'm not just free. Like I'm buddies. Like I don't have this thing, just like this reaper behind me. He's walking with me and we're cracking jokes, right?
Yeah. The one thing I will say that I think is important is to know though, like when you're in that really, really dark time where like everything feels like pain and you don't see a way out and you're just like, I think suicide can become a very viable option when you're like, my life is more pain than not. So, so what is the point of continuing this? Right. Yeah. And if that's a truth and you can definitively say like, oh, the rest of my life's going to be shit. I don't want to be on this train. I can get where people come to that conclusion. But I also think you are attaching the current emotional state you're experiencing for who you could potentially be the rest of your life.
You have to rediscover yourself. And the thing, when I was dealing with suicide ideation and then I was able to get a grasp on that, that was nothing in fear compared to what I experienced that made me go to Africa. But before I say that, it's the thing that kept me, the one time I was like, okay, like this is it, I'm done. A buddy of mine called me. He's actually a tattoo artist up in Bellingham. And he was just calling me to bullshit. And he had known I'd been going through stuff, but not how bad. Now, the thing is, you call your buddies. You don't have to say anything specific. Yeah. You don't have to be like, hey, man, like, you're a good dude, blah, blah, blah. No. He just started running his fucking mouth about whatever. So now I'm laying in a closet, with my buddy talking. I don't feel like being alive. But what do I do when I'm normally on a phone for a long time? I fucking find something to do with my hands because I'm that way. So now I'm up out of the closet, fucking around with something in my hands. I'm not thinking about what I was just feeling because he's running his mouth for like 45 minutes. Guess what? I'm still alive. Because this motherfucker wouldn't shut up.
Just wanted to fucking talk shit with
you.
Right?
Right? And like that's a really amazing thing when I think about it. Like, thank you to him, but also like, dude, just fucking run your mouth.
Yeah.
Just call your buddy and run your mouth.
Just be present.
Yeah. Talk about the time you were at fucking ITX in a porta shitter. It was 130 degrees in there and you just getting it by yourself. Right? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Yeah. But all that was nothing in comparison to a morning I woke up and it wasn't suicide ideation. It was, I am uninterested in living. Mm. It wasn't like I was in necessarily just a dark place. It was like, what am I doing? What am I here for?
Nothing was captivating you anymore.
I rolled over and I was like, I'm going to Africa. Oops, sorry. It's like, I'm going to fucking Africa. I called a friend who lived there 6 months out of the year. Who can you hook me up with? Who can I link up with? I went through my Instagram and pages I followed. I sent messages and called a buddy. I was like, yo, I'm going to Africa. He'd been kind of going through the same things. I'm going to buy a flight. You want to go? He's like, yeah. No, I fucking thought he was joking. I was like, no, dude, seriously, I'm going.
He's like, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, me too. Sent me money like 20 minutes later for his flight. I bought both of them. We were gone in like a week.
Wow.
And spent a month out there.
Well, bro, it's funny. Like one thing that I always talk about that men need to do is like pursue whatever the passion that is you feel the calling to, right? And like
it feels like a passing fancy at times.
Yeah,
it's not.
For
it's
sure,
something
man.
more. It's just more subtle.
Go fucking do it.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, yours is a very dark example of like
the dark continent.
Hey, I went and pursued something that was interesting to me, but it reignited a spark for life. Like you didn't feel like dying out there, huh?
3 weeks into it, was it 3? No, into the second week into it. I talked about this in a video. We went in Sudwala Caves. It's up in Mpumalanga. to a lot of people that doesn't mean shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
for one listener, it does.
Yeah, right.
I know
it's
that
up
place.
in the northeastern part of South Africa, and Sudwala Caves. Let's see if I can remember the numbers. It's a 240 million year old cave system inside a 280 million year old mountain. The amount of time this place has been around is not even comprehensible.
Yeah.
Right. A calculator couldn't figure that out. But I'm inside there, and we're like walking around, and I had bought a brand new cinema camera to go with me. It's like, I'm going to Africa. I'm doing this right.
Yeah.
I have no money. I don't care. I'll go into debt. I just want to feel life. There's these school tours going through, these little kids and everything. And we're in like this natural amphitheater inside there, and we're walking up seeing whatever stalagmites and everything like that. And then like we hear singing, and I was like, yo, dude, what the hell is that? I gotta go see what that is. And I had my camera. It wasn't really good video, but recording the audio the whole time. And there's these the school of kids that stood up on like this natural bleacher type looking thing, and they're singing whatever the hell is they're singing. They're speaking whatever language, I don't know. And I'm bawling my eyes out. I don't know what it was.
Wow.
Just something about these kids singing the way they were in this cave that's this old, and the sound it's making and the vulnerability I was apparently feeling. I'm fucking crying. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I just know that I'm feeling right now.
Just experiencing
and
it.
that was fantastic. And that did so much for me that I still can't figure it all out. But I mean, I caught it on camera, and I've looked back at it, and every time I'm just like, the fuck? Like, I don't have words.
Yeah.
And
well, bro, I mean, the power of music is real.
No, it's really
real.
And especially it has an effect of who it's coming from. These are just innocent kids in school. They don't know the effect they just had on someone.
Mm-hmm.
But hot damn, dude, I would 10 out of 10 do that every single time.
Were you ever able to identify what made you lose interest in life?
That's a good question.
I'll tell you what, man, like, and share whatever you want to share or not want to share, but I can tell you, like, a lot of what I've seen with veterans, again, like I mentioned earlier, it's like not like, oh, I shot this guy in Iraq and I can't work past it. That does exist, right?
Yeah.
I know guys that have had bad shoots or call for fire, and then the target was wrong, and they go to a BDA, and it's like, oh, what the fuck did I do, right? Like, and I get that can be heavy, but I've seen like lack of connection with other men, problems with your woman, problems with finances. Bro,
So
those the women problems and the finance problems are a heavier stress on a lot of men
than combat,
and then way more than combat, way more, bro.
That's one thing Sebastian Unger gets into. If you guys haven't read him, like, seriously do it. But it's in combat, you deal with basically four things. You deal with anger, hunger, sleep, and horny.
Mm-hmm.
I dealt with those in this conversation already, right? Like you come back home and now you're dealing with 30, 40 emotions a day that are going up and down. You have no control. You can't even engage with whatever you're engaging with, right? It's tough.
I tell people all the time, man, combat deployments, okay, there is an element of danger. Everybody can agree and understand that, but it's actually very simple.
Yeah, it's straightforward.
A simple way to live as a man.
You don't want me alive.
Yep. I don't want you alive.
Therefore, I don't want you alive.
And so I need to eat. I need to stay hydrated. I need to have a good relationship with my brothers. And then the deployment will shake out how it shakes out. Yeah. And that's why so many guys love that lifestyle. Yeah. And it's like, okay, I might die, but I'm just doing this thing and it makes sense and it's easy. Combat is easy.
It's very comparable to stories I've read on people doing the hiking the Pacific Crest Trail or the Appalachian Trail. I wake up, I eat, I walk.
Yeah.
I go to sleep, drink water, wake up, eat, walk for months, however long it takes them. Then they get back to the real world and that trail just ruined their life. Because
bro, that's as you're saying that, I'm thinking about my row across the Pacific.
So
because I want to just have a period of really oversimplification.
Yeah.
Even though there's a million things that could go wrong. There's concerns. I got to manage this.
But that's part of the simplicity.
Yes. At the end of the day, I'm going from point A to point B. This is the mission.
Yeah. So the thing that I do want to talk about a point on that, but to answer your question, like what was it that made me uninterested in life is one of the things is, well, first of all, the best things I got out of the Marine Corps are my two brothers. Hands down, no matter what. All three of us speak every single day. Like, it's very easy for me to say I wouldn't be here without them, but it's also very easy to say I'm here for them. But the thing was, like, a lot of conversations I've had with them and some other people is the lack of mission.
Yes.
The lack of mission that gives the fulfillment. I can build my business. I can do these things. I can seek all the affirmation and do whatever I'm doing. But guess what? It's not fulfilling as far as I'm accomplishing a mission. In a combat arms unit, you all have a piece of the pie, and that piece of the pie leads to the same place. You're my fucking medic. You're a comms. I'm the fucking automatic gunner, whatever it is. We're all here to do the same thing, just our piece of pie. There's the mission. There's a fulfillment. I helped my brothers. We kept ourselves alive, whatever it is. Even if it's just to get a good grade on your fucking patrol, right?
Yeah.
The second you get back in the civilian sector, that's gone. Even if you're in the corporate world, it's gone. You're sick, don't care, get here.
Yeah.
Right. But then
or if you're not needed anymore, see ya.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, wait, I thought we were. And you see that with a lot of cops.
You're not a valued member of what we're doing here.
Yes. Or even if you are while you're there, the machine or the organization, if you're not there, it's also not a big deal.
Yeah.
Because you're just a cog and the wheel keeps turning. Yeah. And that's a weird place to arrive for a man. Yeah,
it really is. And especially because, again, going back to hunter-gatherers, we're all dependent upon each other.
Yeah.
But going after like an oversimplification of, that's one of the reasons why I went to Africa. I'm not interested in life. I don't have something that's fulfilling or feeling like a mission. I'm going to go somewhere where things want to kill me because that's going to make me feel like I want to live.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. You go on a row and it makes decisions simple. Am I going to die or am I not?
Yeah.
Well,
let's not die.
Yeah. Maybe something's leading me like, yeah, I want to die.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fucking Jesus, take the wheel. Right. But again, that made your decision very simple, regardless of which way you want to go.
Yeah.
Ultra marathon runners speak of a point in their running where they get to a point where they only have one thing on their mind, and it's so clear, it's so pure.
Yeah.
That's it. It's like, that's forced survival. They're putting themselves in that position. People climbing Everest, so on and so forth.
Bro, that shit's always fascinated me. It's fascinated me. Ultra running was something that I've always wanted to do.
I fucking hate running.
But I got no cartilage in my knees, right?
You need that.
Yeah, so rowing is a good alternative, but still it's that same thing. It's
my squad leader was an ultra marathon runner. I hated it.
Oh, that's the worst, bro. When I first got to regiment, my team leader was a collegiate runner.
Oh, man.
And his 2 mile was in the high 9s.
Oh,
it's unreasonable.
It's an unreasonable expectation on the human species, right?
Yeah.
But then, like, humans are the ultra marathon runners of species in the world. Like, I put together this because I've been trying to get back into shape, and I like rucking, and so I've been doing that. But I keep injuring myself every time I work out. I injure myself bad. Right now, it's my back. I'm coming off of a week of I can't move.
Yeah,
I'm having my girlfriend help me out of bed. I'm going to Cairo every single day because I carry 20 pounds on my back.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. But I put together this clip of videos of different things from like Cam Haynes to a bunch of other people to some neurobiology, neurosciences and everything that speak of different things from run far, carry weight. That's what humans are built to be doing, to hunting, to the most dangerous man is the man who just wanted to be left alone, right? And then you push him to a point where it's, all right, you know what, fuck you now. All these different things into this one clip. It's like 5-something minutes long. It's not pure motivation. It's a reminder of why, of an ideal man in my mind. Of these, and I have editing skills. So I clipped it all together and I listen to it when I walk. And when I think about that, it's very much a lifestyle I want to build, but I fucking keep hurting myself.
Yeah.
And I was carrying 15 pounds at a time because I really hurt myself with 45 before, so I dropped it. Did 15 for a while. All right, let's go up 5. A little leery. Nope.
Gotcha, huh?
Moved 4 paperback books and turned and done.
Bro, it's always something stupid like that.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Well, because, I mean, when your body is anticipating load or anticipating doing work, your body subconsciously is preparing for that load.
Yeah.
And that's like, I remember I threw my back out so fucking bad one time tying my shoe.
Yeah. My buddy did it.
And it's like, dude, I used to jump out of airplanes and fast rope out of helicopters and do jiu-jitsu and fighting. And it's like, tie your shoe, bang. And it's because, just like with the books, your body's not anticipating load. And now that's when the dumb shit happens.
It's so dumb, dude.
The injuries are the worst, man.
It's
They're
been
the worst.
This time with my back's been the most painful I've ever had. Like I couldn't scoot like a half an inch on the bed without wincing really bad. On and on. It's like all I want to do is fucking carry weight and walk, so that when I shoot an animal, I can carry it and walk. I'm not looking to run. I hate running. There are some jobs I want where I'm going to have to run, but I can't even walk.
Yeah.
So it's something that's like getting to me mentally as far as dealing with all that. I mean,
Do you do any decompression stuff?
I'm going to say no because I don't know specifically what you're talking about.
Like any way
like
of
sex.
Yeah, well, I guess it depends on the position.
Yeah.
Just any way of taking load off your spine, meaning like hanging upside down. There's a device called the reverse hyper, where you lay your stomach basically on a table and you basically hang weight on your feet.
Okay.
And it pulls track, because almost every method of training, the spine is under compression, right?
Dude.
So if you can train in a manner where the spine is under decompression,
Yeah.
it starts to resolve a lot of problems.
I'll see if I can do something like that. I'll probably have to do some janky like tie weights to my feet and hang off the dining table. But what I didn't realize, and maybe this is dumb of me, but what I didn't realize until this time that my back's been hurt is how much movement is started from your lower back to moving your arm.
Everything.
It's all right there. And I'm like, how did I not know this before? I guess I was taking advantage.
Yeah. How old are you now?
34.
Okay. So the wheels shouldn't be falling off yet.
Right? That's what I keep thinking.
I always tell people, I tell people the wheels fell off for me at 37.
No.
But
this last year, I've been in a doctor's more than I've ever been in my life. And I don't get why. It can.
This might sound gay, but bro, I'm telling you, yoga is something.
I used to do hot yoga when I was going through depression real bad.
Okay.
And it was a method of controlling my mind and my thoughts.
Bro, but it allows you to really like be present in your body. And it's so fucking good for you, dude.
Sun salutation. I was doing that to like stretch in those different spots on my back. Yeah, it really does help.
You had one more point to say that you put off to the side. You even like moved your hand like this. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. I don't remember what that was. Well, I guess it's probably fulfillment is coming back to my mind. But I mean, finding a fulfilling mission, regardless of what that is, can be really difficult. And then you might find something that works for a while.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't. And you're like, well, shit, now where am I?
Do you have any sponsorship deals or anything that would preclude you from using a Vortex item?
No. So,
or do you hate Vortex?
No, I don't hate Vortex.
Okay.
There's a couple companies out there I don't like, but no, Vortex isn't one of them. It's so annoying. It's a struggle that I constantly have to deal with. There's like the influencer shit.
Yeah.
And there's the legit instructor shit. Mm-hmm. What line to step on? So I look at myself at least first and foremost as a teacher, because that's what I love to do. So what does that mean? I have to know every product that's out there.
Yeah.
So because I'm going to get students with them. Mm-hmm. I have to know every method, regardless, and this is a thing in a long range community, regardless of where that method comes from.
Yep.
And whose side of the aisle you're on, because students want to know it and they don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah.
So I always tell companies, like, I'm not exclusive to anyone because I need to know everything, and so I can teach it.
Yep.
So,
well, the reason I ask, I'm on the Vortex Pro team, and for doing the podcast, I'd like to gift you, if you reach back behind and grab a pair of those binos. Yep. What? And those are the razors. Those are one of Vortex's.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Top of the line binos.
Yeah.
And then obviously you get a couple. Oh, here. You're not getting all my stickers. You get
all of them.
No, but I also want to say that this doesn't come with any expectations. Make a post about it. None of that shit, man. I just know that when our products are in the hands of good people, that's good for me. That's good for you, bro. And
I have had a couple students out with these things, and they are pretty cool.
They're fucking nice set of binos, bro.
Dude, do you have you heard of Vectronics?
Say again.
Vectronics Vector X binos.
No.
So they're very similar to these. They're in the same like line. But regardless, there's SIGs out there that work with the Vortex. There's who just made them? Another company just made some. I can think of them in my head. I just can't think of the name. But what I've told people is devices like this are plugging what is largely, in my opinion, the last hole that people have in their gear kit. Kit. Like, are you more valuable with a chest rig or a bino harness with a binos that can do this? As a civilian, if you have to engage something.
Well, and the cool thing about Vortex is if you have a bad engagement and you get pissed off, you can literally smash them against a rock and say, fuck these things, man. They gave me a bad reading. And then you can send them in and they'll replace them.
Yeah. So
that's part of the Vortex ethos. Even if you smash your thing out of fucking stupidity or rage, you get a full either repaired or replaced.
I'm going to start smashing students.
Bro, there's a guy. This is a true story. There's a guy that his Vortex optic shows up. He smashes it with a hammer and he sends it back. Said, I smashed it again. I need a new one.
And they sent him one.
And he's doing it every week. And the president of Vortex is a good friend of mine. He goes, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to beat our warranty and say, see, I told you. And he goes, he won't win.
One of these people have far more resources.
So if you hear that story and you go smash your Vortex item to double check that that's a true story, fuck you, right?
That's fucking hilarious. No, I have my first rangefinder was a Vortex HD 4000, a little handheld one. It has been the most accurate one I have had and most consistent. I've had it for 6 years now, and it is still the rangefinder I measure others against, because I get students out a lot with all the rangefinders, and I always tell them, you need to check if this is actually legit as far as its distance, what it's ranging. Without saying any specific company, SIG, most of their rangefinders are 10 to 15 yards off.
Oh, wow.
A majority of the time. But my 4000 HDs, no. I do have a SIG rangefinder, and it is accurate. And then I have the Vectronics, and it is extremely accurate to like the 10th of a yard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I had it at the Grand Canyon. Took it out to a little over 6,000 yards. I got a reading back. I mean, I've used it in Ukraine. I used it in Africa. I've used it in sub-zero temperatures. I've used it all over the country in 115-degree heat and everything. They perform. And, I've seen students do the same with these.
Nice. Well, if you ever have any needs for Vortex, hit me up, bro. We can take care of you.
Absolutely. That'd be great. Yeah.
Well, fuck, we're at 2 hours, bro. That was it.
Oh, shit. I didn't realize you had a timer.
It flew by. Unless you got anything else pertinent that you want to share or anything else you want to put out, bro.
Buy classes.
Yeah, buy classes. Give your shit a shout out. I'll put everything, once we're done here, text me like the links and the websites, all that shit. But just let people know where they can find you. And
weaponsnatcher.com. And the way I look at it is, if you look at my navigation bar up there at the top of the website, you'll see everything I do. I mean, I write articles for Recoil to articles for my own website. There's a membership club. There's online training. You can do one-on-one classes with me virtually, stuff like that. But classes in person is the best way to do it. I mean, I think May timeframe, Eastern Washington, I got a 4-day long range class.
Okay.
April, I have 2 classes out on the East Coast, scope carbines. I love scope carbines. They're fun. They're long range. They're accurate and fast. Like, that's one thing that's really nice. But the in-person classes are probably the best bang for the buck, especially if you're looking for skill that lives on with you.
Yeah.
Right. I understand repeat customers are helpful for me, but also if you're coming back to me because you don't know something,
you failed somewhere. Yeah.
Right. So I have very, very high expectations and standards when it comes to teaching, because I have been taught so many wrong ways. Right? But yeah, weaponsnatcher.com, and then YouTube is weaponsnatcher. But I have been taking a hiatus since my father passed on Christmas morning. Yeah. So I'll start releasing again soon. But yeah.
All right, man. Sounds good. Appreciate you making the trip out.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.